Wow. Hello everyone. I am now live. I thought I've been live for like 10 minutes and didn't realize that I didn't click the fucking button. So I'm very happy that I just saved not over my save file, because I'm gonna load it now and rewatch and re-say everything I just did for the last 10 minutes. God. How did I get into this mess? Yeah, that's what I'm asking myself, Phoenix. That's far enough. You can't run forever, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Fugue time. What have I done wrong? I cannot allow you to go on like this. Huh? But I'm just a simple defense attorney. Silence! You are no longer worthy of your title. Bonk. I've had this dream before. Someplace, some time ago. As if this day was written into my destiny. Today, I'll stand in court as a lawyer to prove a killer innocent. Hello, this is Phoenix Wright. You don't look so well, dude. You're gonna prove me not guilty today, right? If you please, Mr. Lawyer. Remember, it's not just me. Your precious friend's life is riding on today's verdict, too. Now listen up. You better get in guard a guilty sentence, okay? You get that creepy slime bag and not guilty, I'll never forgive you. Ever! Oh yeah. Phoenix? Phoenix? Mia? Maya? How's Maya? I don't know. You don't know? She hasn't tried to channel me since yesterday. Mia, what am I supposed to do? Well, like I said, for a lawyer, the worst of times are when you have to force your biggest smiles. But you can't give up. There's still some hope left. Stop it, please. There's nothing left. Not here. Not anywhere. Cursed in guard again. Will you leave me alone? Look, don't call me anymore. I mean it. You're really mean, pal. Ugh, Gumshoe. I'm really sorry. Where are you? Let me join the investigation team. We're chasing after the killer, pal. Then, you're some sort of lead? Sorry, but right now we got 0 leads on the guy. But we're not gonna give up. Gumshoe. Until the trial's over, until the verdict is handed down, we're gonna do everything we can and find the killer. If we can get Maya out, then you can get in guard the guilty verdict he deserves, pal. That's true. You could do that if they found Maya first. You got that? So you have to do whatever you can to make the trial last longer. Have to make the trial last longer. If you go up Mr. Edgeworth with everything you've got, then you two can draw it out. Oh, now I get it. I believe in you, pal. You and Mr. Edgeworth can do it. So, believe in us. We're gonna give it all we've got, just like you. Got it. Thanks, Gumshoe. Hey, Phoenix. You understand now, don't you? You have something money will never be able to buy. Friendship. The strongest weapon in the world, and you have it in abundance. Yeah. Looks like we're coming to the end. I have to make the trial last as long as I can. Gumshoe will come through. I know it. Maybe not the, not the best track record in coming through on things, but, we don't have many options, do we? Court is now in session for the trial of Matt and Guard. The defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecution has been ready for a while, Your Honor. Now, as I recall, we concluded yesterday's session with a big mystery on our hands. The mystery being what exactly was Miss Adrian Andrews' role in this murder. That is to say, is she really connected to the crime itself? Mr. Edgeworth, if you would please inform the court of today's proceedings. Adrian Andrews. She forged evidence that threw suspicion onto Mr. Engard, and then proceeded to escape the crime scene by wearing a nickel samurai costume. The guilt of these actions are those from which she cannot escape. But you're saying that she is guilty after all? I'm not finished, Your Honor. Miss Andrews has nothing to do with committing the actual murder. I would like to direct the court's attention to this card. What is that? It looks like a shell. This is the calling card of a certain assassin. Assassin, you say? Yes. Juan Corrida was killed by a professional assassin. And the person who hired the assassin, his client, so to speak, is Matt Engard. Did the camera just like slowly wiggle down? Yeah, it probably did. What a surprising turn of events! I would think it's become commonplace by now, Your Honor. I know what's going on this time. So I know that everything Edgeworth has said is true. But we still have to hold out as long as we can. At least until Maya's safe and sound. I wonder how the trial will turn out today. Now then, please call your first witness, Mr. Edgeworth. The prosecution calls the defendant's mentor, Mr. Will Powers, to the stand. Now then, witness, your name and occupation, please. Okay. I'm, Will Powers. I'm a poor, underpaid acting star. And what is your relation to the defendant? Well, that's... I guess I'm sort of a lousy mentor to him in a way. Yeah. Mr. Powers, please, you don't need to put yourself down so much. Oh, sorry. I'm just kind of a nothing sort of guy. On the night of the murder, you visited the defendant's room. Is this correct? Yes. I didn't know that. But you know, I actually get to see Matt when I went. All you need to do is answer what you're asked. Now then, I would like you to please testify about when you went to Mr. Engard's room. Okay, sure. After the award ceremony, I went by myself to Matt's room. Matt was standing there in front of his room, still in his nickel samurai costume. He was talking with someone. At first, I thought it was the bellboy. I watched the two of them for a while, but then I gave up and went back. I had guests with me that night, and I couldn't make them wait for me. That the guests were us. Nothing sounds out of place in Mr. Powers' testimony. Talking with the bellboy is no big deal. If one assumes that the person Mr. Engard was speaking with was an ordinary bellboy, what are you implying? Well, Mr. Wright, let's have your cross-examination, shall we? Looks like we're in another sticky situation. Huh? A trap. Can't you smell it, Phoenix? But for us to find out more, we're just gonna have to charge in head first, right? Okay. Something about this music tonight is like hidden just right. Like the what do you call it? The testimony music is like it fits my mood right now. A bit pensive, perhaps. But yeah. Like I said at the start, I forgot to press the streaming button for quite some time. So apologies, because I did a whole little intro thing. But you're not getting that. I do hope everyone's Friday is going well, though. Mine's been nice because I took the day off, technically, though I did log into work once. But I treated myself to a nice breakfast. at a bakery, and then for lunch went to a Vietnamese place and tried out Vietnamese stew, which was very hot. Not spice-wise, just temperature-wise, it was very hot. But after it cooled down, it was very good. Like the meat was very soft and tender. It was just meat, potatoes, and onions and carrots, and parsley, but quite good. And I brought home a chicken banh mi with me to have for dinner, but I had a single bite of it because I'm still pretty damn full from all the rest of the food, so haven't had too much to eat yet. But I hope everyone has been treating themselves right today. Proper 3 meals or so, maybe a snack here or there. Perhaps a delicious chocolate. This is also something that I got. It's Ghirardelli, however you say the chocolate squares. And it's a white chocolate sugar cookie flavor. They're really good. They actually taste like sugar cookies. After the award ceremony, I went by myself to myself. Sorry. The defendant's room. Why did you go there? Well, it's mentor. Like a big brother, sort of. I wanted to say congrats. Well, what's wrong? Why did you stop? Mr. Wright. Well, what is it? You're gonna try to trick me into a corner, aren't you? Huh? I know I'm just a poor, underpaid action star, but I'm not the killer. No one said you were, Mr. Powers. Oh, please, don't trick me. Every time you do your lawyer thing, the witness suddenly turns into the bad guy. Every time? Witness? I will personally talk to the defense at a later time. So for now, please kindly cooperate and continue with your testimony. Sorry. So you went to the defendant's room, and then... Hey, wait a minute. When and how did I suddenly turn into the bad guy here? Matt was standing there in his front of his room, still in his nickel samurai costume. Are you sure that was Matt in guard? Yeah, well, I'm sure. He wasn't wearing the nickel samurai mask then. If that's the case, then he really can't be mistaken. And what was the defendant doing standing in front of his room? Ooh. He was talking with someone at first. I thought it was the bellboy. I watched the two of them for a while, but then I gave up and went back. They had guests with me that night. I couldn't make them wait for me. Do you remember this incident? Did Mr. Powers leave his seat that night? I don't remember that happening at all. Maya was making such a racket in her hyper state. I ended up focusing on her. I see. In any case, from the story, he probably wasn't gone for very long. After the awards ceremony, I went by myself to Matt's room. Matt was standing there in front of his room, still in his nickel samurai costume. Okay. Why did it dump me back on the previous one? I feel like normally it puts you on the next one. At first. What do you mean by that? Well, he was in a bellboyish uniform and he had a bottle of juice on a tray. He had the tomato juice. Sounds like an ordinary bellboy to me. What if the juice is poisoned? Yeah, but I didn't think he was a normal bellboy. And why was that? Why did I think that, Mr. Wright? How am I supposed to know? Sorry, I can't remember right now. Sorry. Guess I'm gonna have to wait patiently on this one. I watched the two of them for a while, but then I gave up and went back. You saw the two of them, the bellboy and the defendant, together, correct? Yeah, the bellboy just wanted to say congrats. Now, while you were watching the two of them, did you notice anything strange? You know, I did feel something weird. I think it was because Matt... Oh, he gave the bellboy a tip. A tip? That's perfectly normal. So how long did you watch the two of them? Not more than a minute or two, I think. I had guests with me that night. I couldn't make them wait for me. So who are these guests you're talking about? You guys, of course. You and Maya and Little Pearl. Well, I thought it'd be really rude since I invited you guys if I disappeared on you. So I went back to my seat pretty soon after seeing Matt in the hallway. Like squeezing water from a stone. Probably pointless to press further. Do you remember this incident? Did Mr. Powers leave his seat that night? I don't remember that happening at all. Maya was making such a racket. Okay, we heard that. Interesting. Okay, so we've pressed on everything. Phoenix doesn't appear to remember. I wonder... Should I just like press more on it like a second time? Or should I present this? No, okay, hold on. I didn't know if it would like prompt more. If we press twice, do we get something different? Or no? Didn't think it was a normal bellboy. No, he doesn't know. Oh wait a second. Actually, Mr. Powers, only a few minutes ago you stated. You know, I did feel something weird. I think it was because Matt really gave the bellboy a tip. Could it be that you felt something strange about the tip-giving incident itself? Ah! Huh, yeah, that's it. You really know your job. Mr. Edgeworth? Yes, Your Honor. This bellboy, he wasn't an ordinary one, was he? Perhaps we should let the witness tell us. Very well. Mr. Powers, please amend your testimony. You mean about the bellboy, right? Matt gave the bellboy a tip. So he gave the bellboy a tip. What's so strange about that? Well, you see, Matt's not a poor penny pincher like me. I was trying to figure out how much it was because the tip really shocked me. How much it was? That's when something even more surprising happened. The bellboy was putting the tip he got in his pocket. And that's when I got my first good look at the guy's face. I was really shocked. I'm afraid I don't follow at all. It was like Mr. Powers was surprised twice by this event. Wonder which of his shocking moments I should talk about. I know what's wrong with his face. He's got like a zipper down it. But the tip, though, I want to ask about. The defendant is a huge star. He can afford to give generous tips. Wouldn't you agree? Sure. But giving him that much was maybe a little too much, I think. A little too much. Would you please clarify for the court about how much would you say the defendant gave to the bellboy? Honestly, I don't know. Can't begin to guess. And why is that? Because he gave the bellboy a really, really fat roll of cash. A roll of cash? Well, how interesting. That certainly was a very generous tip, wasn't it? A very fat roll of cash. That can be hardly called a tip, Your Honor. The judge is beginning to look awfully suspicious of us. There's nothing I can really object to here. I mean, you can argue that a fat roll of money isn't really odd. So supposing that roll of cash was not a tip, then what was it? Payment, Your Honor. Payment? Maybe I should have asked about the face first. Isn't it obvious? For the murder of Mr. Juan Carita. Then the bellboy was the witness saw was? Yes, he was the assassin. Well, hold your horses now. Mr. Edgeworth, you don't have any proof of this, do you? Have I ever been unprepared to support my claims, Your Honor? I have here the card Shelley de Killer left at the scene of the crime. Shelley de Killer. He is the person the police's special investigations team has been chasing for ages. I'm certain that the person the witness saw was this very assassin, Shelley the Killer. Really? What's wrong, Mr. Powers? No, nothing. Somebody just clicked in my head and I think I just figured something out. Oh? Actually, I saw that bellboy again later on that night. What? Mr. Powers? Please testify. Tell us what you saw. Yes, sir. Right away. I'm not doing a good job of making this last long. I thought the face would be the thing that would advance it, or that we'd have to get both before it moved on. This time I was in that hallway because I had to go to the bathroom. That's when that bellboy I saw earlier came out of the room. Of course, when I say room, I mean Juan Carita's room. You know what I think about it. That bellboy did seem kind of out of place. Yeah, so he had to be the assassin. I'm sure of it. I mean... Thank you very much. That is all we need to know for now. Huh? But I'm not done. There's still more. Let us first establish that the bellboy was truly Mr. Day Killer. Then we shall see. So the bellboy came out of the victim's room. And if that bellboy really was the assassin, then I think the answer is fairly obvious. That would be correct, Your Honor. Well, Mr. Wright, I believe it's your turn to entertain and make us laugh. This is no laughing matter. And what time was it? Well, I don't remember. The award ceremony ended around 8 p.m., right? And I went to Matt's room pretty soon after that. Then I came back. And then I went to the bathroom. So I guess maybe it was around 8:10 p.m. that time? You're not one for details, are you, Mr. Powers? Sorry. I thought I could maybe catch Matt and say my congrats. And that's when that bellboy is like, actually, question. Since we're trying to get more time, if we keep pressing on the same thing, does anything differ? No. Maybe not. Alright, let's keep pressing on everything individually. Hey Tech Robo, how's it going? Happy Friday, and thank you for the bit. Are you sure it was the same bellboy? Yeah, and how could you tell? All the bellboys were the same uniform after all. But, you see, well, he had those stitches in his face. Ugh. So I'm sure it's the same guy that was talking with Matt. So which room did the bellboy come out of? Of course, when I say room, I mean Juan Carita's room. The victim's room, huh? Yeah, the one with all the really pretty flowers and teddy bears. Has the baseball line come up yet? I don't think so. We're in the third trial. So, Matt and Guard's, like, true colors has been revealed. So we're past that point, if that helps pinpoint that at all. It was Juan's room, alright. Words cannot describe how screwed I am. Let's continue with the testimony, shall we? Now that I think about it, that bellboy did seem kind of out of place. So what exactly was so out of place about him? Right. Why the insipid grin? Maybe because I have no idea what damaging thing he's gonna say next? Well, the bellboy was empty-handed. Ooh, that's... So he went in there and he left the juice in there. I bet you the juice was poisoned. Empty-handed. That bellboy was one of those room service people, right? But he wasn't pushing a cart and he wasn't holding a tray either. You'd call that a little strange too, wouldn't you? I agree that it's a bit strange, Mr. Powers. Is it really that unusual for a bellboy to be empty-handed? What should I do? Should I let Mr. Powers' testimony slide or no? We need to prolong the trial, right? So let's keep going on that. There's nothing strange or unusual about an empty-handed bellboy. But there really is. There really isn't. If you two are done being school children, bellboys are for room service. There's no reason for them to be empty-handed, ever. Your Honor, I ask that the witness's previous statement be supplanted with this new one. Edgeworth. You're gonna do whatever you can to make the bellboy look suspicious? I mean, rightly so. He is suspicious. I see. Very well. This court recognizes and grants the prosecution's request. Mr. Powers, if you could amend your testimony, please. Yes, sir. I thought it was kind of strange for a bellboy to come out of the guest rooms empty-handed. So does this change at all now that it's been amended? Oh, okay, I guess this did change. When I saw them first time, he was holding a tray in his hand. There was a bottle of juice and a wine glass on it. Juice? What kind of juice was it? Pretty sure it was tomato juice. If we could come up with some sort of reason as to why he would come out empty-handed. Some sort of proof. I think we can dodge the bullet on this one for now. Proof, huh? Sounds like another job for the court record. So I assume that we probably would present the juice there. I'm gonna keep pressing just to see what else we get out of this. And because Mia told us to, or rather Gumshoe told us to waste as much time as possible so that the police can find the killer. Please don't be so quick to judge. But it's kind of a Powers family thing. Think of every person as a thief. Well, I guess a thief and an assassin are both sneaky and silent. That's not the point, Phoenix. In any case, if that bellboy was the assassin, it'd be very bad for us. But he really is the assassin, you know? Yes, but we can't give in yet. We want to prolong this trial for as long as possible. We're going to have to pull some cheap tricks on this one. Okay. Okay, so it's this one, and let's present the juice. Or maybe it's not the juice, actually. Maybe it should be the picture. Where's the picture? Because it's still here. Just like the bellboys. Thanks. Right? He's so, like, quick to believe. I'm gonna go with the picture, actually, because, like, just presenting the juice probably isn't enough. But in this one, we'll probably do the pointy thing. Mr. Powers. Yes? You're easily influenced by other people's words, aren't you? As soon as you heard that the bellboy might have been the killer, you got caught up in believing it must be true. But isn't he really suspicious? He's got all those stitches and... So? A baseball has stitches? Are you saying all baseballs are suspicious because they have stitches? Well, there's also... I mean, what about him being empty-handed? I would like to ask the court to please take a look here. That fat stack of cash was actually the money that Edgeworth had stolen the entire time. This is a crime scene. There's a wine glass sitting next to Mr. Corrida's body. The liquid inside this glass is tomato juice. And now, if you would look at what is on top of the table in the lower right corner here. Anyone can clearly see that it is a tray with a bottle of tomato juice on it. The bellboy had just brought this to Mr. Corrida's room. He left the tray in the room, which is why he was empty-handed when he left. But that would mean that the bellboy had seen and left a dead body in the room. Ah, but can you prove that Mr. Corrida was already dead at that time? Mr. Edgeworth? Yes? I blame you for leading me down this route. I'm terribly sorry. What is with him? Why is he laughing? Witness, isn't there one more thing you would like to share with us? Is there? The bellboy was empty-handed. Or should I say empty-handed? I recall you had something interesting to say about his hands. Oh, yeah. I almost forgot. Huh? But what? That bellboy. He was wearing gloves. Don't they all wear gloves? Like literal white glove treatment? Gloves. Yeah, pitch black. Leather. Okay, that's not the white glove treatment. That is not. Wait, here's a question. So like white glove treatment is generally associated with like really good service and that kind of thing, right? Is black glove treatment just murdering people? Like, is that a thing? Well, the other bellboys don't wear gloves like that, right? Black leather gloves. Why didn't you mention them earlier? Sorry, it slipped my mind. Boy, does this make the bellboy look really suspicious. Alright, gotta focus. Can't get lax here. Only laxatives to go to the bathroom and prolong the trial. What if they wore mics on their lapel and he pulled not Airplane, I forgot the name of the movie. It's with Leslie Nielsen and he plays a detective. It's not Top Secret, is it? The one where he's wearing, he's at like a press conference and then he goes into the bathroom but he forgets to turn the mic off. It's a really funny scene. So what if you had gloves? A lot of bellboys wear gloves. Come on, Mr. Wright. That bellboy was wearing black leather once. I have a pair of black leather gloves in the other room. I have 2 pairs, actually. So, a football is made of leather. Are you saying all footballs are suspicious because they're made of leather? But that man, he received a large roll of cash from the defendant. And then he was seen leaving the crime scene wearing black leather gloves. I don't think that even someone like myself can believe you were just another bellboy. It seems that we have finally come to an understanding. Now then, witness, please continue with the rest of your testimony. The rest? Oh, yes. Please tell us more. Okay. Their second meeting. Wait, did he run into him on the way to the bathroom? Ooh, the music got a little bit more intense. After leaving Juan's room, the bellboy went and knocked on Matt's door, just like that. He gave something to the person inside the room, and the old guy just left, without even going into the room. After that, I went to the bathroom and then back to my seat. Who did he give it to, Adrian? So, the bellboy, after leaving the crime scene, next went to the defendant's room. Yeah, I kinda saw all that by accident. Some accident? I'd say you saw too much. And all of it was suspicious to high heaven. I think it's safe to say that we can no longer consider this bellboy to be normal. Also, this is really stupid and silly, but I just... One second. I don't know why this just came to mind. So, don't hate me too much for this, but if I do this, and then where's the filters? Chroma key. Oh, wrong one. If I do this, doesn't our judge kind of look like Kratos now? I can't really, you know, get the thing quite right across his eye, but look, it's God of Court. That'd be a fun spin-off, wouldn't it? Can you imagine Kratos in the courtroom? He'd probably be a prosecutor, though. Actually, I don't know which, is it this side that Kratos' thing is on? Anyway, sorry. I don't know why that just occurred to me. I think it's safe to say that we can no longer consider this bellboy to be normal. Now then, let's get started, shall we? Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, please. Man, everyone is asking for my cross-examination this time. I don't even have to fight for it. I would like to save now, just in case. After leaving Juan's room, the bellboy went and knocked on Matt's door, just like that. Oh wait, right, let's ask. Is that what you saw while you were busy spying? Excuse me? I may be poor, underpaid. I may be a poor, underpaid action sire, but even I wouldn't stoop to spying. Well, I think the point is, where did you watch all this from, Mr. Powers? Oh, from the door of the bathroom with my left eye and a sort of sneaky, spy-like... I knew he was spying. Please, does it really matter if he was doing it over or underhandedly? What did the bellboy do next? That's all I care to know. He gave something to the person inside the room. I said, hold it. Okay. That's better? What kind of statement is that? Please elaborate and give us a few more details. Oh, okay. Probably only ask him one question. That's what the person inside asked without something, don't ask anything. So who took this something the bellboy handed off? Actually, I don't know. What do you mean? I'm sorry, but I only saw the person's arm. Only an arm? Then you're saying you didn't see the person's face? Yeah. Oh, it was Mr. Engar's room, correct? So it could have only been Mr. Engar himself, I'd say. And then, what did the bellboy do after that? Oh, so after he gave the person inside the room the thing, then the old guy just left without going into the room. So, like, couldn't we... You could make an argument, maybe, that it was Adrian's arm. I'm gonna press again to get the other option. Although I hope it doesn't lead to the next section. Okay, I'll just skip through this and then ask about the something. He gave something to this person. Yeah. And what was that something? If I remembered what it was, I wouldn't be calling it a something, would I? But this implies that something was removed from the scene of the crime. Are you sure you really can't remember, Mr. Powers? I think it was something kind of small. I would like to summarize the testimony up to this point, if you don't mind. When the bellboy left the crime scene, he immediately went to the defendant's room. There, he handed a small item of some sort to the person inside. As for the person who received the item, all you could see was the person's arm. Yes, it was just like that. Mr. Edgeworth, is all this really that important? Of course, Your Honor. I think this is of the utmost importance. This is when whatever was removed from the crime scene was handed over to the client. Mr. Powers, please try to remember what it was the bellboy handed off. Well, let's see. I think it was, no. If you remember, please add it to your testimony. Yes, sir. If I saw it again, I could say for sure, but I think it was some sort of wooden statue. Wooden statue? Oh, maybe it was the award itself that the other guy got. Alright, I'm gonna press that after. Where did this bellboy go after he left Mr. Engar's room? He opened the door to Viola Hall. Went in there, and who knows after that, right? I do. After that, I went to the bathroom, then back to my seat. Did you see anything strange, suspicious, or just out of the ordinary at that time? Yeah, I saw that one thing. What? You saw something else? There was this jittery alien with a ray gun, watching Juan's door like some sort of stalker. I think we can forget about the alien. Wow, Mr. Powers' testimony just now was just as vague as his first. It's a little troublesome, isn't it? But I'm sure if you press him enough, everything will become clearer. Although, that just makes it harder on us, doesn't it? Talk about a lose-lose situation. Okay, so now let's press him on this one. I don't know if it's like we press and then we present court evidence, or if we just present, so let's try not to screw up our health. A statue? Yeah, it kind of looked like one, I guess. If I saw the actual thing again, I'd probably remember, you know? So for this trial to proceed, we're gonna have to come up with whatever the statue thing is and show it to him. You're gonna have to trust your instincts on this one and take a chance, Phoenix. Well, Mr. Powers, let's continue with your testimony. What did the bellboy do after that? Okay. So it is presenting. Oh shit. Sorry, wrong button. It's really easy to mess up. Okay. Present. So, a statue. Well, it's probably not in here. Lotta's picture. Nope. Spy camera. Oh, maybe it was a figurine. Covered in many thin cuts. It could be the figurine. Not anything here, and we don't have a picture of like the award itself, I assume. So actually, I think the figurine might be the best thing. What was the point of that pregnant pause? Where did that objection come from? Well, speak up. It was me, Your Honor. What is it, Phoenix? I have a feeling that something bad is going to happen once I show this. Mr. Wright, if you have something to say, please spit it out. Yes, Your Honor. Okay, Phoenix, deep breath. Mr. Powers, the something you saw, was it this item? Oh, hey, that's it. That's the something. Wow, Mr. Wright, you really figured it out. I recall we found this at Matt and Guard's mansion. At the defendant's house. Yeah, we are digging that grave. What does this mean? It's simple, Your Honor. Shelley the killer assassinated Juan Cruz in his room. And then he stole this wooden bear from the scene of the crime. Then the bear being found at Mr. Guard's mansion would mean... It goes without saying, Your Honor. Mr. Matt and Guard is the killer's client. Order. Order. Order! I just realized that I have infinite pizza points, so I can do this. Mr. Wright, this is the most unfortunate turn of events for you. Yeah. Sorry, Mia. No, it's alright. Your judgment was sound. Actually, I figured the bear would come up. If not now, then would have later on. Even if you hadn't shown in the court, I'm sure your friend Edgeworth would have. I almost forgot that he knew about it too. But I think it is clear that there's no need for us to continue this trial. I can't let this happen. I have to do something. There has to be something we've overlooked. Your Honor, a minute, please. Yes, Mr. Wright. There are still a few points left that we have not fully explored. What are you trying to pull? Oh, well, we can't have that. Alright, Mr. Wright. What questionable point would you like to explore further? Powers is the person who received the bear and the bear itself. I'm gonna go with the person. Because, what's his face? Matt and Guard was asleep during the time, right? So it couldn't have been him. There was one thing in Mr. Powers' testimony that was very unclear. And that is the identity of the person who received the bear. As long as we don't know who it was that took the bear, we can't be sure of... Huh? What is it, Mr. Powers? If you're gonna scream like that, then at least give us a good reason why. Oh, yeah, sorry. Actually, so I remembered. I remembered who took the bear. What? Really? I mean, I only saw his arm, but the arm. It was the Nickel Samurai's arm, I swear it. You've got to be kidding. Are you sure of that, Mr. Powers? Yeah, I'm sure it was Nickel Samurai. But he was asleep. Order. Order! It looks like you've dug your own grave yet again. How many times is that today? I've lost count. So the person who took in this little bear was the Nickel Samurai. And as we all know, Matt and Guard is the Nickel Samurai. Thanks to the defense, we've made that all the clearer. What am I supposed to do now? Mia, help! You have time to act lost. You gotta find another angle to attack this from. Hurry! Now, I will bring this cross-examination to Your Honor. Again, Mr. Wright. You've already removed any and all questionable areas of this testimony. It's about time you were removed from this court, Mr. Wright. I had to find something. Even one more little point would do. There are still questions left unanswered. What are you trying to pull? Oh, well, we can't have that. Powers' assessment of the bear itself. The bear itself. I don't think Powers' testimony had anything else in it. I think it's fairly obvious that the bear itself is very questionable. The bear? Mr. Wright. This is found at Mr. Engard's mansion. However, Mr. Engard was arrested at the hotel that night. Which means that since the murder occurred, he has not had the chance to go home. Oh. I think Your Honor has already figured out what I'm trying to say. It's not possible that it was Mr. Engard who took this bear to his mansion. That's a pretty good angle. Good job, Wright? Good thinking. Boy, that's very true. We didn't consider that point, Mr. Wright. There is no way, time-wise, for the defendant to have taken this bear home. Disaster averted at... You haven't gotten the best of me yet, Mr. Wright. Huh? I remember it clear as day. I remember what you muttered to yourself at Engard's mansion. What did we mutter? We have this area completely surrounded. There's no way for him to escape. Can't believe it. That butler, all this time, he was the killer. The killer and Engard were working together, so to speak. And the killer was hiding at Engard's mansion as its butler. What a bold move. The bear figurine was brought back to Engard Mansion by the killer himself. When it looked like he was about to be arrested, Engard had him do so. I assume it was because it would have been bad had the police found it during their investigation. Well, Mr. Wright, you've been quiet for a while now. This is too much. Is there anything I can attack at all? I think we've heard enough. We now know why this bear figurine was at the defendant's mansion, as well as who it was that received the bear from this assassin in his room. Everything has become quite clear. The client who hired the assassin to commit the murder was Mr. Matt Engard. I see no reason for this trial to continue. Therefore, I will now hand down my verdict. Thank you, Your Honor, for your understanding. You see, Mr. Wright, you could not win against the truth, could you? I knew it would turn out this way. After all, what Edgeworth has stated is the truth. Any last objections, Mr. Wright? What do I? What should I do? I mean, we have to object, right? Like, we literally don't have any other choice, or else Maya's in danger. Objection! That's only one way out for me to... One way for me to drive this trial out. The only thing I have left is this one dirty trick. Your Honor, right now we have these two reasons to believe my client is the assassin's client. Reason number one, he accepted the bear figurine from the assassin. Reason number two, that very same figurine was found at Engard's mansion. However, it's possible this is all the work of a certain other person. What are you saying? What I am saying is, it's possible a different person is the killer's real client. The real client. Yes. That's all you have. Now then, Mr. Wright, let's hear your theory. Who do you say is the killer's real client, and therefore the real murderer? Adrian Andrews? Adrian Andrews? Yes, we already know that she tried to frame Madangard for the crime. By wearing a spare nickel samurai costume. Then the nickel samurai's arm that I saw. That could have very well been Miss Andrews. Good one, Wright. But what about Mr. Engard? You would please recall yesterday's testimony. The defendant was taking a nap during the break period. That's right. Then, finding this figure at Mr. Engard's mansion. It was a well-laid trap set by Miss Andrews. Mr. Edgeworth, what is your opinion on this? I can't even begin to count the flaws in the defense's logic. Besides which, there's no evidence to support it. However, I can't fully discount its possibility either. What is with this trial? I can't believe the defense would go so far as to pin the guilt onto someone else. Yeah, unbelievable. Not something petty, it's murder of all things. This is to save Maya. This is to save Maya. Even if the whole world turns against me, this is one fight I can't give up on. Order! 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 All disruptive parties will be forced to leave the courtroom. Your Honor. For the benefit of the defense, I'm willing to play along with his what-if game. His what-if game, Mr. Edgeworth. The prosecution is prepared to challenge the defense's theory. Mr. Wright, even you must have thought it strange and wondered. Why would the criminal want this little wooden bear? He's right. The killer did specially bring that bear to Engard right away. Why do you ask? Is there something so special about it? Absolutely. And I'm sure that once the court knows its significance, the true killer's identity will become crystal clear. Your Honor, the prosecution calls upon a witness who will clear all doubts against Miss Andrews. And who would that be? It's quite simple, Your Honor. Miss Adrian Andrews herself. I see. Well then, the court will take a short 10-minute recess. The prosecution will prepare its witness in that time. Yes, Your Honor. Do you think we can talk to Edgeworth between, like, during the recess real quick? Or no? Oh, probably not. Oh, I knew it was a good idea to hold her hostage. Don't you agree, Mr. Lawyer? But I never thought in your desperation you'd try to pin the guilt onto Adrian. That's what this demon will pay. Mr. Nick! Pearls? Where's Mia? I don't know. A really strong power suddenly called her away. A really strong power. Oh, Mr. Nick, your phone is... It's from Gumshoe. How's it going? You been hanging in there, pal? Yeah, sort of. We just barely found something to latch onto. Yeah, that's good, pal. And what about you? Anything yet? We figured out where the killer and Maya are? We still don't have any leads, but... What? We don't have any more time. We just had one. Even a single clue would be really helpful. I was only able to come this far because I kept thinking to myself. Gotta keep the trial going until Maya's been rescued. But I've just run out of luck this time? Is all our hope for naught? A tent. Huh? A tent? I see a circus tent. Mia. It looks like Maya was unconscious just a few minutes ago. As soon as she woke up, she called for me. So it was Maya that called you away. She's locked in a dusty little room right now. But I could see a circus tent outside the window about 300 feet away. Gumshoe! Is there a circus in town right now? There's only one, pal. The Very Big Circus. Maya is somewhere within a 300-foot radius of the main tent. What? Okay, hold on a sec, pal. Hey, draw a circle on that map. About a 300-foot radius from the main tent. Hurry! And? Could see a mailbox on the window just outside. Gumshoe! There's also a mailbox. Okay, what else? What else, Mia? I'm sorry. It was a very small window. Couldn't see anything else. Felt like it was an old office building. Maybe the 3rd floor or so? I heard her. An old office building. Good stuff, pal. Okay, just hang in there. Just a little longer, pal. Wish us luck. Good luck. I'll call you later. So don't let your battery die, okay, pal? Yeah, Maya's not hurt, right? In a pretty bad state, Phoenix. She's being starved. Gumshoe. Please hurry. Looks like we're out of time. Are you alright, Phoenix? Only a matter of time before Maya's rescued. You can do this. Just to make this trial last a little longer. I mean, that's a pretty good clue, don't you think? Like, yeah, we're in a city, right? So there's probably a lot of office buildings, but office buildings with small windows that point towards a tent? Maybe that's a little bit better. Also, but like, wasn't Matt in guard just in front of us while we told the guy? So couldn't he like call the killer and tell him to move? Oh, no, reconvene. The killer, the man who murdered the victim, handed this to his client. From this, one obvious question arises. Why this particular item? Believe the answer to that question provides with the name of the real culprit. Now then, the prosecution calls the defendant's manager, Adrian Andrews, to the stand. Currently, the witness is accused of tampering and obstruction of justice. However, you have been called to the witness stand today to ascertain who exactly is guilty of murder. I understand. Very good. Now, have you ever seen this bear before, Miss Andrews? Of course I have. You've seen it before? That's right. It's only natural that the witness has. Miss Andrews, could you please enlighten the court to this bear's secrets? Alright. Why does she... Actually, this is an elaborate puzzle. If you know the correct order, it can be taken apart one piece at a time. At its center is a small cavity with just enough room to store a small item. Because of its complexity, if you don't know the order, you can't open the bear. You really can't tell that it's a small jewelry box just by looking at it. Oh. Do you think the suicide note is in there? Or a ring for Celeste, perhaps? So this figurine is a container of sorts? Yes. Looks can be deceiving, wouldn't you agree? Yes, this is superb craftsmanship. Oh yes, I nearly forgot. You may begin your cross-examination, Mr. Wright. Looks like there really was something in that bear after all. Excuse me. A puzzle? That's right. But it looks like an ordinary figurine. True enough. To people who don't know, I'm sure they'd never guess that this was a puzzle. So what kind of puzzle is this exactly? You know the correct order? Who knows that? So you can take it apart. How would one go about doing that? Well, you first turn its tail to the right and then push it in. Oh, yes, I see. After that, the arms and legs are free to move and can be removed. Oh, this is most interesting. A boy and his new toy. It's like he's 5 all over again. Oh, don't mind me. Go ahead and carry on. I think he's lost it. So what do you find after you take the puzzle apart? And how do you know about this? I know because I was the one who bought it. Huh? It was a souvenir from when a friend and I went to Switzerland. Then, this was a present from you? That's right. It was a puzzle in the shape of a bear, so I thought it'd be perfect for Juan. So it was a present from Miss Andrews. Witness, let's continue with your testimony. So, who exactly knew how to solve this puzzle? Only the two of us, Juan and myself. It was a souvenir from Switzerland. So I doubt there are that many people with the same bear in this country. Aww. But this looks like it'd be easily broken. Especially if someone wants to get at what's inside. Well, it's a toy. But it can never be the same again once it's broken. You really can't tell that it's a small jewelry box just by looking at it. Who else knows this bear is actually a small container or jewelry box? I never told anyone. as long as Juan never told anyone either, then only the two of us knew. The two of you, huh? Then of course that means Mr. Engard didn't know, right? I think this is about all I'm gonna get for now. Well, Mr. Wright, I think even if you have come to realize that there's one very important fact we have uncovered, and that is this. This bear is actually a jewelry box. Now that we have agreed to this point, there's only one logical question that can come next, and that is this. What's in the box? What's inside? That's right. That's what we're going to find out next. Witness. Yes? You are the only one who can open this. Please. There's a painful silence hanging over the courtroom. All eyes are on Miss Andrews now as she solves the puzzle and takes the bear apart. Click. I've opened it. Is this what you wanted? What is that? Looks like a note. I don't think we need to guess at what that is, do we, Mr. Wright? It's the suicide note. The suicide note? The suicide note left by Juan Corrida's former manager, Celestin Pax. Until now, no one knew of its whereabouts, but just as we suspected, it was hidden. Hidden by the victim, Juan Corrida himself. Oh, that makes sense. It seems Celestin Pax had very beautiful handwriting. She's just as beautifully signed her own name on this document. This is most definitely the note she had left right before she committed suicide. Can we read that? Order! Witness, did you know about this? Yes, I did. I heard all about it from Juan. When I discovered his body, I looked for the bear. I wanted to destroy that note before it became public, but I couldn't find it anywhere. Because it had already been taken by the killer. Everything is going at Mr. Edgeworth's pace. So now that the suicide note has been found, what's the next logical question? I mean, my question is, how does Matt Engard know about the suicide note in the bear? That's right. At least that's what I would think. Now then, I believe it's only appropriate the contents of this note be made known. I can't stop you, can I? I went through so much just to get my hands on it. I was gonna burn it for her sake. I'm deeply sorry, but I can't allow you to persuade me to stop. Your Honor, if you could please read the contents of the notes aloud. Very well. The judge's voice rang loud and clear through the deathly silent courtroom. In her note, Celestin Pax left to us a record of all that had happened to her. About being used and then thrown away by Engard. About being engaged to Corrida and Engard's role in destroying that. And about how she decided, in her despair, to end it all. Doesn't look good for our client now, does it? And that's all Miss Impax had to say. There's only one thing I would like to say here. The prosecution has no interest in slandering Mr. Engard. Then what? Our intention, Your Honor, is to establish a motive for murder. Isn't that correct, witness? Yes. On the night of the murder, Juan was going to make the contents of the note public. After the post-ceremony show, I was going to hold a press conference. My word! Matt Engard's values, above all else, his refreshing like a spring breeze image. Which is why he had to stop this note from being made public. At any cost. But can't we make the argument that only 2 people knew how to open the thing? Or about the note at all? Yeah. There's no room for doubt here. Mr. Daykiller's client's goal was to obtain the suicide note. And the only person who needed this note that badly is the defendant. Let's not forget that the bear with the note inside was found at the defendant's house. It seems that we have come to the truth at last. The defendant's motives were entirely selfish. He deserves no sympathy from anyone. Ugh, my I supposed to escape from this one? Why the hesitation, Phoenix? Gumshoe hasn't called yet, so you know what you must do. I know. I had to carry on and buy him some more time. Okay, there are 2 deadly pieces of evidence, the figurine and the suicide note. Maybe somehow I can find a way out of this situation through one of those. The gavel's already in the judge's hands, Phoenix. Hurry! Suicide note of the figurine. Both of them, really. But I'll do with the figurine. Please wait, Your Honor. Oh man, look at that lawyer. He's still going at it. He doesn't care that he's trying to get a killer off the hook. The assassin took this with him from the crime scene after murdering Mr. Kurita. At the request of his client, of course. So what's your point, Mr. Wright? I don't think it's possible that Mr. DeKiller's client was Madengard. In fact, I think there's a contradiction here. You can't tell by just looking at this bear is really a jewelry box. The chances that Madengard thought the note was inside this bear are 0 to none. Oh, I didn't think of it that way. Exactly. But I did think of it that way, and I thought it was rather strange. After all, there's no reason why Mr. Ngard would ever want a jewelry box like this. Order, order, order! You make a valid point, Mr. Wright. Mr. Edgeworth, what is your opinion? It's just a flash, but I think I did rather well on that one. Unfortunately. I think he believes differently. I believe a show of appreciation is in order. Huh? The defense seems to be in love with wishing more despair upon itself. I would like to direct the court's attention to this. What is that? Oh, that's how we would know. This is a very small video camera, Your Honor. This type of camera is commonly used as a means of spying. Spying? What the? But that spy camera was in my possession. Matt and Gar and the victim both thought of the other as their biggest rival. They even went so far as to use this type of item to find each other's weaknesses. Each other's weakness. And the victim, Juan Kurita, was being spied on. His personal life was being watched by none other than Matt and Guard. Order. Order! Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honor. You... Don't tell me you knew about your client's spying activities. Well, sort of. Sort of is not an acceptable answer, Mr. Wright. I see you are confused, Mr. Wright. You're probably thinking, but I have the camera that was in the stuffed bear's eye. But this camera that I have is not that same one. Last night I searched the victim's house on a hunch. Using this. Gumshoe's bug sweeper. By the way, Mr. Wright, the defendant's fingerprints were found on this camera. Madengard's fingerprints were on there. Oh, Phoenix. Said those cameras were hidden all over the place, huh? What am I supposed to say to that evidence? I think this is the end. It's fairly obvious that Mr. Ngard learned of the suicide note through this. He was watching the victim all along. Got me good this time. Don't have anything to counter that. But he only watched 1 hour a day. Hey. Mommy, is that man the bad killer guy? Oh, Phoenix. Yeah, I agree with that. Phoenix? Yes, Chief? Have you figured out what you're gonna do next yet? What am I gonna do next? Does running away like a frightened child work? I know it seems like Mr. Edgeworth is very close to putting the lid on this case, but his eagerness to prove his point, he forgot one very important thing. Well, what is it, Mia? There's a piece of evidence that you should really investigate. Something you should investigate. Would really hate to see the good prosecutor get scolded for not remembering to look into the item when he had the chance. Why are you speaking in riddles all of a sudden? Alright, I think this time we finally understand everything. Well, Mr. Wright, you don't have any further objections, do you? What is this piece of evidence that Mia is talking about? Can I figure out what it is that still needs to be looked at, or should I let it go? I have an objection, Your Honor. That was the weakest objection I've ever heard, Mr. Wright. Objection! Your Honor, the defense has no intention of letting this go so easily. We're beginning to sound desperate. That's just your imagination, Your Honor. Mr. Edgeworth, this is not like you at all. In your eagerness to prove your point, You've forgotten one very important thing. Just say exactly what Mia just said. Hey, is that what I just said? So you're telling me that I forgot something? You're so close, Mr. Edgeworth. But there's something you really should examine about this piece of evidence. Strong static. Oh, a transmitter maybe? Let's go with transmitter. Well, Mr. Edgeworth? Yes, I do believe some special examination is needed, but I think the item should be examined as the fence's gray matter. Oops. Mr. Phoenix Wright, after this trial, I would like to see you in my chambers. There are a few things we need to discuss. Yes, Your Honor. I'm gonna speak. At least use your brain to make up something intelligible. Something that he forgot. What did he forget? Lotta, maybe? Well, no, it has their fingerprint on it. Right, so that's not it. Not that. It's this, right? The 1 hour thing? Well, Mr. Edgeworth. No, it's not. Okay. Now I'm confused. What did he forget? The camera was stolen. We don't have... receipt, proof, and guide bought stuff there. No. Only Karita and Anders know how to open it. Some water. Use. Not the button, I don't think. 8:15. Not that. Miss Andrews was carrying the card. Does that matter? No, right? Was running at the time of the murder. Transmits the data. Could it be... It's not going to be something to do with Lotta, right? Giant bear. There is like the whole like static thing, maybe? Where strong electromagnetic frequencies would screw with it. But I don't know how that would fit into anything. What about this piece of evidence? I got nothing. Here, have a camera. Yeah, no. What would Edgeworth forget? What would he forget about a camera? It's not gonna be like, oh, the rules of stuff has to be checked by police or something. Only Karita and Andrews know how to open it. I mean, he would have to open it. That's not it though, right? Like he wouldn't be able to tell that that's a thing. With Love Celeste. No. The giant bear. Only the bear was in there, maybe? No. Yeah, I'll try one more before I reload again. What did he forget? They say this piece of evidence, so it's gotta be evidence. That wouldn't matter. Where did he say he found it? Empty. No. The juice has Andrew's fingerprint on it. Well, that literally doesn't matter. There's a scuffle and a fight. Oh, maybe it's the button actually. Like, they didn't see him give the button over? No. That's not it either. I don't know. So, eagerness to prove the point about the camera, right? Not the knife. The autopsy report, strangled with a scarf. It can't be anything but the death, because that's not what we're talking about. We're establishing how Matt and Guard would know that Juan Corrida can open the box, or that he put the note in the box. The figurine that only the two of them know? No. What would relate to this? We don't have Gumshoe's Gumshoe's transceiver anymore. Radio transceiver. Receipt for the bear. Maybe it's that they're rivals. So like, why wouldn't they spy on each other? That seems like a pretty weak thing though. Actually, you know, this might actually be it, because he could have been trying to confirm the rumors, maybe? No. Not trying to confirm the rumors. What did he forget? What did he forget? I'm just as clueless as Edgeworth right now. Not the confession. Down inside the figurine. That it was inside the figurine? That is. Miss Impact's a suicide note, right? Who knows? Apparently this is it. I mean, sure, the suicide note was found inside this bear. But this bear was in my possession until only a few minutes ago. Which means the handwriting of the suicide note has yet to be analyzed. Oh. So, as to whether this pivotal piece of evidence was really written by Miss Impacts or not, that is yet to be even remotely confirmed. Okay. Stretch. Mr. Wright, you can't seriously be suggesting. Mr. Wright, are you saying this suicide note is a fake? Miss Andrews, you were the one who tried to pin this murder on Mr. Engard. Who's to say you didn't create a fake suicide note and put it into this bear? How dare you? Your Honor, the defense is indiscriminately accusing the witness again. There's no evidence linking the witness to the suicide note whatsoever. But if this is a fake, then the witness is the only person who could have made it. What? Recall the witness's testimony concerning this figurine. The only person other than the victim who could solve the puzzle is the witness herself. Miss Andrews, you wrote this note, didn't you? You wrote it so you could use it to frame Matt and Guard. I did no such thing. Right. If you're gonna pronounce the suicide note as a fake, then show this court some evidence to support your theory. Mr. Edgeworth, you were the one who presented this scrap of paper as evidence. That means the burden of proof lies with you, the prosecution. Ugh. That's enough. Mr. Edgeworth, can you confirm the handwriting on the suicide note? As the defense has stated, the handwriting has yet to be analyzed. If that's the case, it seems that yet again we have reached a point where the verdict is impossible. That's impossible! This isn't good, Phoenix. The judge is going to carry this trial over one more day. I don't think Maya will physically be able to make it another day. But the police might make it. I didn't want to have to do this, but I don't have a choice. I request that both the prosecution and defense further investigate. Handwriting analysis but that's just a lawyer trying to buy more time. And Guard is guilty. Look, any idiot who can tell you that. I think we've reached the end of the line. Guilty, 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 guilty. Yes. What is that sound? It's Gumshoe. Hello, Gumshoe. I was with him. What's with that sigh? Where's Maya? What happened to the killer? He got away. What? I'm sorry, pal. I really am. I don't know what to say besides I'm sorry. Is there someone to make up to you? I really do. Anyway, what's going on? We found his hideout, pal. But the two of them were already gone. This is terrible. I'm gonna keep looking for them, pal. Don't you worry. I just need a little more time. But don't tell me we don't have any more. Do you hear that? They're calling for his head. Mr. Wright, I can't. For us to come this far and... Oh, what is it? Let me talk to Mr. Edgeworth. I can't do that. Mr. Wright, would you please get a hold of yourself? Yes, Your Honor. About to end today's proceedings. You may take your phone calls after. Hold on, Your Honor. Edgeworth, catch! Take that. Mr. Edgeworth. Please, you gotta buy us some more time. Court is in session. I'm sorry, Your Honor. You were saying. Mr. Wright, this is a court of law. I'm sorry, Your Honor, but I'm reluctant to do this, however. It appears that I have no choice but to suspend proceedings until tomorrow. I really can't do anything. Court is now adjourned for the day. Did I mean, that's fine though. Isn't it? Like, yes, Maya is starving, but if there's not a not guilty and not a guilty, then she's not dead yet, right? Like, the killer won't kill her until we're done with the trial. Please wait, Your Honor. Edgeworth? What is it, Mr. Edgeworth? I humbly request another 30 minutes of Your Honor's time. For what purpose? We can perform the necessary tests on this piece of evidence in that time. But can you really obtain your results in 30 minutes? I believe we can, Your Honor. But wouldn't it be better if we adjourn for today and then reconvene tomorrow? 30 minutes, please, Your Honor. That's all I'm asking for. Please, Your Honor. Very well. At the prosecution's request, this court will now take a 30-minute recess. But be advised that I will not allow another recess today. I'm not sure if this is helping or hurting us. The court will now take its final recess of the day. (2:04 p.m.) Right? Well, what's going on with my situation? The killer. Looks like he got away again. 30 minutes? We can't find her in that time. Ugh. Report. Is that Mr. Edgeworth? We don't have time. Just spit it out. Right. It looks like we just missed him, sir. But the killer left a few things behind by accident and has rushed to get away. A few things? Can we use any of them as evidence? Oh, I thought you'd ask, pal. I've got the things he left with me right now. I'm on my way over. Really? That's odd. Any items like that are usually sent to the crime lab first. I don't have time to wait for those guys, sir. When those guys weren't looking, I swiped the stuff and ran. What? No, I'm not a detective anymore, so I had to. I'm really sorry, sir, but I got to put the law on hold for now. Sounds bad. I'm getting too much trouble over this. With my hunk of junk cards, I'll be there in about 20 minutes, sir. Don't worry, I'll be there. Wait for me. All right, just get here in one piece. On a mission, no one can stop me now, sir. No one. I'm pulling out all the stops and running every red light. Please don't get in an accident, Gumshoe. But also, like, is that really what he should be doing? Like, think about it for a second or two. If we only have 30 minutes to prolong this trial before getting a guilty verdict on our client, and then the killer kills Maya, then shouldn't Gumshoe be prioritizing trying to find her rather than coming to the courtroom with evidence that says the killer did it? Like, eh? Did the lights just go out in the courtroom? What was that? What's wrong? Detective Gumshoe answer. Oh. No one can stop me. God damn it, Gumshoe. What happened? It sounded like he had an accident. Guessing his cell phone broke as well. What was he thinking? Gotta hurry and call for help. We have no idea where he is. His cell phone is broken. He wasn't driving a patrol car, so no radio either. Also, if we don't get those items before they do, the police will take possession of them. No, can't let that happen. Well, there is a way we can find out where he is and we stand a chance. Why did Gumshoe have to get into an accident now? Is there any way to find out exactly where he is at this moment? It's gotta be a way. This transceiver? Something maybe? Sorry, there is a way. What? How? Sure, we can find out where Detective Gumshoe is through this. Maybe this? Maybe he took this? Right, we're not in the middle of a mock trial here. Alright, I think there's something on my end. Don't get your hopes up too high, but I'll try my best. I have any right to judge anyone ever again. I know my client is guilty, but what I'm doing now, I'm pinning the guilt onto someone totally innocent and using evidence to do so. It might be my turn to say defense attorney Phoenix Wright chooses death. Right. Doesn't suit someone like you to cry useless tears. Whether you did your job well or not, that can only be seen after the verdict has been decided. The verdict. Is Prosecutor Edgeworth... Is Prosecutor Edgeworth here? Yes, bailiff? There's a phone call for you, sir. They said it was extremely urgent. I have to go take this call. In the meantime, think hard about what it is you must do. How do we find Gumshoe? Apologies for eating on stream. I didn't, like I said earlier, I didn't technically have like a real dinner, so I figure I'm just like, you know, heading off that hunger. Also, I'm out of liquid, so this is actually probably a good time. I'll be right back. I'm gonna grab another can of seltzer. Okay, I am back. This time, strawberry hibiscus rather than peach black tea. Court will now reconvene. I assume both sides are ready. Yes, Your Honor. Hold on. Before we proceed, I'm curious. Is there anything that actually would tell us? Probably not this. Oh, maybe that. That's probably the only thing, right? Give me a quick second. I'll reload back to this point if this doesn't work. But I'm curious if the thing would work, because if he has the receiver, I don't know. Let me just save over this one. This. Okay. Nope. just wanted to see if it worked or not. All right. With that. Yes, Your Honor. Can understand the defense acting like this. However, why do you also seem distraught, Mr. Edgeworth? Aye. That is... It's nothing, Your Honor. What's wrong with Edgeworth? Looks like something unexpected just happened to him. Now then, Mr. Edgeworth, if you could please tell the court the results of the handwriting analysis on Miss Impact's suicide note. Yes, Your Honor. Unfortunately, we have discovered this suicide note is a forgery. What? What do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth? This note was not written by Miss Impact herself. It is a fake. Is he lying? There's ice in my drink. That was exceedingly surprising. Order! Order! Mr. Edgeworth, would you care to explain what's going on? If this was not written by Miss Impact, then who wrote it? We will need more time to do a more detailed analysis. However, it appears that the handwriting matches that of the victim, Mr. Juan Carita. Mr. Carita? Oh, wow. Looks like Miss Impact's never left a suicide note after all. She never wrote anything about Engard. However, Your Honor, even though the suicide note is indeed a fake, Mr. Engard could not have known that, and so that fact remains unchanged. Acting under the assumption that it was real, he had plotted to possess it. That does sound very plausible. His theory that Engard had no idea that the suicide note was fake. Something seems a little wrong with it. How would he know? Why would he plant the camera? Maybe? I don't know. Let's try to present evidence. The defense believes that the theory the prosecution has stated contradicts testimony. If everything the prosecution has proven up to this point is true, then it's impossible for Mr. Engard to not have known that it was a fake. Impossible for Mr. Engard to not have known it was a fake. He would have seen it. He would have seen it being written, right? What is this little item called again? A video camera, Your Honor. Well, a very small one, but... Oh, that's right, a camera. You kids and your fancy toys nowadays. Mr. Edgeworth, earlier, you claimed that Mr. Engard knew of the existence of this note because he was spying on the victim, isn't that right? If that were true, Then this means Mr. Angard would have known that the victim had forged the note. So then the defendant knew the suicide note was a fake. And if that's true, then the situation has suddenly changed in a very dramatic way. Exactly, Your Honor. The prosecution's theory as to what Mr. Angard's motive for murder was, it has suddenly disappeared into thin air. Much like Maximum Galactica's magic tricks. But Your Honor, it's not as if Mr. Angard monitored Mr. Kurita 24 hours a day. Perhaps the victim wrote the note in a place Mr. Angard didn't know of. Oh, right back at you, Mr. Edgeworth. Why don't you show us some proof that the victim made the forgery at an unknown place? That's a shitty argument. I would have still gone with the, how do you know that Kurita opened the bear between the hours of 8 and 9 when the video camera was on? Mr. Edgeworth, it looks like this time it is you who has dug his own grave. As I figured. Huh? As you figured? As I figured, it came down to this after all. Mr. Edgeworth, you're not making any sense. When I heard the results of the handwriting analysis, I thought this might happen. The question is, what's next? What next? If the prosecution can't prove Mr. Angard's motive through evidence, then we must prove it from another angle. Oh, I agree with you there. Your Honor, the prosecution would like to call a witness to the stand at this time. Oh, well, that's fine. However, this witness is a little unusual. Edgeworth's stuttering. It's not like him at all. Unusual? Well, what sort of witness is this person, Mr. Edgeworth? This witness is one who will perfectly fit to answer. Oh, it's Karma. Who was it that hired Shelley the Killer to commit murder? That's impossible. Who in the... No such person exists who can answer that question with such certainty. Yes, Mr. Edgeworth. Who is this witness? It's... Yes? Go on. Who is it? The man himself. Mr. Shelley the Killer. Oh, Mr. the Killer. Wait! Shelley the Killer! How are you gonna pull that one off? You mean the killer? I mean the assassin. Yes, Your Honor. He's coming here? To the witness stand? Well, yes, in a manner of speaking. I recognize that this is a very unusual circumstance, so I ask for your permission. Well, Mr. Wright? Yes? Is this alright with you? Do I have a choice here? Can't really do much else to drag this trial out. The defense has no objections, Your Honor. I wonder if it really is alright to do this. Very well then. The prosecution calls its witness to the stand. Edgeworth, is there no other way left to us? Now then, witness. Your name and your occupation, please. Oh. Oh, it's the radio. Interesting. Very good, sir. My name is Shelley the Killer, and I'm a professional assassin. Ha! I say! What is going on here? Your Honor? How can you remain so calm? What is the meaning of this two-way radio? Actually, Your Honor, it was delivered to me just now, and it came with a condition. As long as we do not trace its source, Mr. the Killer will testify to this court. And this must be what that urgent phone call he got earlier was about. Oh no, this will not do. I cannot allow this in my court. First of all, we cannot be sure this is really Mr. the Killer himself. Witness, please present some sort of proof that you are in fact Shelley the Killer. I understand. Please wait a second. I'm so hungry. Maya! Maya! A voice. Mr. Wright, can you confirm anything from this? The defense has no objections to this person. We are satisfied that this man is indeed Shelley the Killer. Looks like we have run into yet another expected turn of events. Can we please trace it? It doesn't seem like we have too many choices under these circumstances, so... Now then, witness. There is one thing I would like to confirm before we speak of anything else. What would that be? At the request of a client, you killed Mr. Juan Kurita. This is correct. It is as you say. I did indeed kill Mr. Kurita. Now that we have answered that, let's move on to the name of your client. Very well. Oh, just a bad dream. Yes, that's it. A bad dream. Shelly the killer. What's he gonna say? About my client. So... He's gotta pin it on someone else, right? Like the assassin honorable code thing and whatnot for the killers is that they don't let their client take the fall, right? There is something I must first state. To an assassin, nothing is more important than the trust between a client and himself. And that is the reason I am here today on this witness stand. It is my wish that you grasp this concept before I give the name of my client. Mr. Dickler seems to be a very clever man. I'd almost say he seems to be mocking us. While he may appear to be our enemy, Your Honor, Mr. Dickler is only stating the truth. He is no hypocrite. He has always stood by this one belief. You mean about this trust between his clients and himself thing? Seems to be a level of trust beyond what people like me can comprehend. Well, Mr. Wright, are you ready to cross-examine the witness? Yes, Your Honor? There's no way to know what's coming next, so stay cool and collected, Phoenix. Is he gonna say that we're his client or something insane thing? Like, how is this gonna end? We can hear anything you have to say later. Can you please just tell us your client's... I don't think you understand your place, Mr. Attorney. I said this is something I must first state. Do you know what the word first means? Sorry, go on. Well, it appears this is one witness you can't badger, Mr. Wright. That's only because you don't know about Maya's situation. To an assassin, nothing is more important than the trust between a client and himself. The trust between you and your client. I provide my services in a fast and efficient manner. In exchange, I trust that my clients are discreet about me and my identity. If too many people knew my face, it would be quite troublesome. And that is why you're testifying in this manner. This is the first time one of my clients has ever been accused of murder. I must preserve the killer name so my clients can trust me. But couldn't someone stab you in the back and break your trust? This never happened before. But if it ever did, yes, that person wouldn't be my client for very long. They would certainly... That's enough. Please, no more. Very well. It was only a hypothetical anyway. And that is the reason I'm here today on this witness stand. That seems a little strange to me. I mean, you're about to tell us the name of your client. I would think that this would be very bad for them. It doesn't matter to me. This client has already broken the rules and acted outside their prescribed role. Their role? This person tried to implicate another of the crime in order to save themselves. Interesting. And this is a trespass that cannot be forgiven. Who gave you the right to be so high and mighty? To the gentleman who spoke just now. Excuse me, but would you care to die? No, I didn't say anything. The judge had better watch himself. Okay, so that's interesting. Does him acting outside the rules help us at all with Maya's situation? We understand, so please tell us the name of your client. I'm afraid I cannot do that. I still have a few things to say before I do. That egomaniac. It's not good for your health to be so aggravated. You won't live very long if you let everything bother you. Somehow, that coming from an assassin makes it less than comforting. I don't really care about all this extra fluff. Just tell us the name already. Patience. Try to calm down a little. It's important to try to understand his mindset. He seems very steadfast and close, so you're gonna have to work to get him to talk. I'm not his therapist, you know. So we had to actually contradict something? I mean, this bit about here, right? This seems like the thing. Oh, we just pressed again. Alright, sorry. What's something you just said? You said that your client had already broken the rules. A person who frames another is the worst kind of human. And that's why you feel you can betray this person? I have no trust relation with a client who can't understand their assigned role. Just my luck. An assassin with a conscience. Who would have figured? Now then, everyone. Do you think you can understand my logic? This case just keeps getting better and better. If you can't, then I'm afraid we can't proceed. Everyone understands your point, I think. Really. In that case, I believe I am prepared to disclose the information you seek. You have made it crystal clear that you value trust over all else. I believe we are ready. Excellent. And that's the reason I'm here today on this witness stand. Now then, I do believe it's about time I revealed the name of my client. Don't you agree? What is it? I can't bring myself to ask the client's name. If you can't ask it, Mr. Wright, then I will. Witness! What is the name of your client who requested the murder of Mr. Juan Corrida? That person's name is... Adrian Andrews. Really? Witness! That's not who you told me it was earlier. Pray tell, what are you talking about, Mr. Prosecutor? I should think I know my own client, and it is Adrian Andrews. What? This can't be. On the phone earlier. What's going on here? My guess is that Mr. Killer just stabbed Mr. Edgeworth in the back. Stabbed Edgeworth in the back? I'm sure in order to get an audience with this court, Mr. De Killer told him a different name. Manengard, perhaps? I knew it. This is outrageous. I was deceived. This witness is telling a very serious lie. But you were the one who summoned this witness. You silly De Killer. My testimony is the truth. The defendant at the moment is Manengard. Am I correct? All I wish to do is help procure his acquittal. Wow. All of a sudden it feels like we can actually win this. Yeah. The prosecution has failed to provide a motive and has instead provided the suicide note, which is a forgery created by the victim. Furthermore, there's a possibility the defendant himself knew it was a fake. But most definite of all, we have heard from the assassin himself the name of his client. Mr. De Killer's client who requested the murder was not the defendant at all. No. With all this evidence, it's obvious to me that this means that Master Manengard is innocent. I seem to have caused you all a bit of confusion. Please, continue your discussion, and call me when you have reached a verdict. Bailiff, please bring Miss Adrian Andrews in immediately. What now? With the way this is going, Engard will be found innocent. Maybe our last chance to save Maya. Yeah, but Edgeworth is right. The killer is lying. Engard, my client, I know he's guilty. Can I live with myself if I win this? Who would have believed that the prosecution's own witness would absolve the defendant? Your Honor, the prosecution requests permission to further question the witness. Shelley De Killer is certainly lying under oath. Wasn't me. Listen, everyone, please. That testimony just now was all one big lie. Miss Andrews, the suicide note may have been a fake, but That man, Matt, he's the reason Celeste died. And Juan's death. It's all because he got pulled into Matt's twisted world. That testimony just now, to believe me, was a horrible, horrible lie. But Mr. Daykiller himself has testified. He has named you as his client. No, that's not true. Also, there's quite a bit of evidence that points to you. The knife and button, donning the Nicholas Samurai costume. But that's... You even have a motive. We know that Miss Celeste Impact was a large part of your life. Man, this judge is like jury and executioner right now. You wanted to follow her, and you wanted revenge against the two who hurt her. I would say you have plenty of reasons to want them both dead. No. Mr. Wright! You know the truth. Tell them. Tell them the real story. Who the real killer is. Tell them. Please, help me. Yes, I know the truth. Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. I believe we have reached the end of this trial. Therefore, I ask the defense for any final words or opinions. I have to decide. Do I take the not guilty verdict and save Maya? Or do I throw this chance away and wait for Gumshoe's new evidence? What am I supposed to do? We're probably gonna get a not guilty either way. But if we continue things going along, then maybe we'll catch the killer? Sorry, Adrian, we gotta keep the pressure on you. Phoenix, I can't do it, Mia. I can't accept a not guilty. You are a lawyer. I know. But Madame Guard is a killer, a murderer. I can't let him get away with this. I can't let someone else take the fall. I let Miss Andrews be convicted. I'm no better than than Guard. Even though I don't want to admit it, I have to face the fact. It's because of Edgeworth that I now know the real truth. He could have gotten Guard convicted so many times over. But he never took a single one of those chances. Welcome back, Tech Robo. If I take this verdict right now, I'd be betraying his trust. His trust? Never thought about it until now. I trust him? Yes, you do. Mr. Wright, your opinion, please. The defense requests that we be allowed to further question Mr. Daykiller. Am I hearing you correctly, Mr. Wright? Right. But that witness has cleared your client through his testimony. Your job here is done. I'm not done yet. To see through witnesses' lies and find the truth. That is my job, Your Honor. And to prolong the trial until we can catch the killer. That's even bigger. Or hopefully at least until Gumshoe's like legs aren't broken or something. I don't know. To catch you up, Tech Robo. I mean, you probably know where we are already, but Daykiller has testified once and named Adrian Andrews as his client in a gigantic lie. I'm sure that once those pieces arrive here in this very courtroom, a miracle will occur. Very well. The trial will continue. Mr. Edgeworth, please re-establish connection with Mr. Daykiller. Right away, Your Honor. I'm surprised that Edgeworth and Wright aren't like winking at each other, you know, or like doing hand signals, being like, we gotta keep it going. Has the verdict been reached? Before that, we would like to talk with you a little more. About? All you needed from me was the name of my client. What else could you need me for? Well, actually, we would like to hear everything you know about this case. That is how things are usually done. What is he talking about? Usually done. But what shall we have him testify about now? Mr. Daykiller, if you don't mind, please testify about your client in more detail. You legal people and your procedures. Is it any wonder no one likes to go to court? Interesting. I mean, it kind of makes sense, right? Like, if he did the crime and whatnot, he could tell us about it all, how he did it, and everything else. And the fat stack of cash. As I've already stated quite a few times, Adrian Andrews is my client. However, one thing I simply cannot overlook is tampering with the scene of the crime. My client did it to frame another for the crime, while pretending to be the first person to discover the body and enter the scene. Adrian Andrews already knew from the beginning that Concrete was dead. You're away from where now and got 500 channel points. Do you have the extension that automatically like grabs them for you? Because like it's that thing that like pops up. I think Better Twitch TV does that. It's either Frankerface or Better Twitch TV that automatically grabs it. But even more appalling is the creation and planting of the knife and button. That act is when I was referring to when I said my client had broken the rules. Wow, he knows a lot more about the case than you would think. This is a most unexpected turn of events for the 5th time now? However, this time everything has finally been revealed. Just a second, Your Honor. Yes, Mr. Edgeworth. We still have the cross-examination to do. But you don't need to question testimony like this, do you, Mr. Wright? Your Honor, the defense will question the witness. As if I have a choice here. Why? What this witness has said is nothing but beneficial to the defense's case. You scrutinize the testimony, then I'll expose the lies in that oh-so-beneficial testimony, I suppose. No, this is how kangaroo court works. Banana court. I don't understand what's going on anymore. That makes 2 of us. We are prolonging the case until the cops catch him. This is very simple. As I've already stated quite a few times, Adrian Andrews is my client, however. Time to press on everything. What is it, Mr. Wright? Press him the wrong way. It might raise suspicions on his end. But I have to do something to waste more time. Witness, about requesting a hit. Yes. How much is your fee? I see you are also quite a dark-hearted man, Mr. Attorney. Huh? If you would like to talk business, we can do so after the trial. No. I'm not thinking of hiring... Mr. Wright! Yes? You want to kill me. You want me dead, don't you? What? Why would you think something like that? Your Honor, guilty! Mr. Phoenix Wright, you are hereby declared guilty. Witness, let's continue. Why did you disclose the name of your client? They are your client, are they not? That's pretty good. I'm surprised they didn't have an achievement tied to that. Like there's been 1 or 2 Steam achievements tied to like going down or like pressing certain paths. And it's a little surprising not to see like Phoenix Wright murderer or like something like that. Or contract for hire. I would think that most people wouldn't be able to overlook a person hiring another to kill. If I had a problem with such a thing, I would be very effective at my job. Yeah, well, change in occupation might be good for you. However, I will say this. Even though I am the one who does the deed, my clients are always the real guilty party. That goes without saying, Mr. the Killer. And their fate is to live with the knowledge of their guilt on their shoulders. However, my client this time thought they could run away from their guilt. My client did to frame another for the crime. Are you talking about the button and the knife? Yes, and my business card. Oh, this card. This is the only crossing where if you press the statement, the text remains green. Oh. I didn't notice that. So that no one has to waste their time including the police. I always make it a point to make things as easy as possible. You try to make things easy. My business card makes it very easy to identify who carried out the service. He's pretty devoted to his work. Do you think the killer's a workaholic, or do you think he has good work-life balance? Like, you gotta be curious about that kind of thing. Like, if you're an assassin for hire, you probably spend a lot of the time, like, in the gym, working out, maybe tailing people, practicing shooting, aiming. Like, from like 9 to 5, does he go and like practice and like get everything perfect so that when he does a job and goes on it, then like he's doing everything perfect? Because I can't imagine that there's that much murder work to be had on a day-by-day basis. One would hope. But like, does the killer have a family? Like, does he live happily? Like, besides this? But to disregard everything to go and stab the deceased with a knife. And even hide my card from sight. That is something I cannot overlook. She didn't hide it from sight. She was just showing it off in court. Really hard to tell if he's being truthful or not without him being here. Well, pretending to be the first person to discover the body and enter the scene. So you're saying most clients wouldn't do such a thing? That is correct. Usually, most people try to create an alibi for themselves. If you should use my services, Mr. Attorney, I would suggest you plan for your alibi too. Like how the radio waves bounce like the TV and cone, huh? No, I already told you. I have no intention of using your services. Ever. Why does he keep looking at me like I'm the one on trial here? Adrian Andrews already knew from the very beginning that Juan Crito was dead. From the very beginning. That is correct. From before my client visited the room. All of my clients know precisely what the situation is at all times. I wonder if that's really true. That's a bit of a contradiction there, isn't it? That's odd. But even more appalling is the creation and planting of the knife and button. So why did you think your client did that? What do you mean by why? Well, fiddling around at the scene of the crime is pretty risky. And why would someone have requested a murder go to a crime scene anyway? That is true. I assume it was probably done to frame Mr. Engard. If that's the case, then why didn't the person just request that you do it? Sadly, that is not possible. Huh? My job is to kill. That is all. And to leave my business card behind, naturally. The business card is so my clients may escape blame. To protect them is my duty. Even if they say it's for revenge, setting someone else up to take your fall. That act is what I was referring to when I said my client had broken the rules. And that's all you have to testify? Yes, and I pray that I would never be called to the stand again. Again? As in you plan to continue? I must, as I've yet to find a person to take my place and become the fourth successor. Actually, how would you like a new life, Mr. Attorney? Excuse me? No, I'm fine. Really? Are you really now? I wonder what kind of man the judge thinks I am now. Ace Attorney, assassin for hire. Ace Assassin. What are you gonna do now, Phoenix? All I can do now is expose the lies. That's true. However, you realize that'll be very bad for our client, right? I'm so confused. But the one thing I know for sure is I can't let this trial end yet. Right? Okay. So let's go back to the one that made Edgeworth pause. Which I think was that one? Or this one? I think it was this one. Most people try to make an alibi for themselves. No, it wasn't that one. Which one was the one that... Was it this one? The one that made Edgeworth go all sussy. Even hide my card? No, that's not. It's the sentence before the button one. Okay, sorry. this one. From before my client enters the room, all my clients know exactly what's going on at the same time. Okay, there it is. Okay. Adrian Andrews already knew from the very beginning that Juan Carita was dead. Then, okay, hold on. If she knew he was dead, then why would she go in there in the first place? Well, I guess to... Sorry, I'm thinking about the figurine, because, like, the killer gave the figurine over to someone in the room, which we're saying was Andrews. Why would she need to why would she need to go back into the room afterwards? I guess we were saying that it would be because she's establishing the murder, or trying to frame Ingard. She said that she didn't know that he was dead. The knife. I don't think there's anything in the murder scene about it. From the very beginning, all my clients know precisely what the situation is at all times. That's odd. Then, well, we talked about her knocking over the water bottle, or the vase, sorry, and getting water onto the lid. Which, why would she be surprised if that was the case? No. Already knew from the very beginning that Juan Carita was dead. If this is the odd statement, no. Transmitter, camera, creation of the name playing on my button. I'm still kind of on the water and like the vase part, but maybe that's the wrong path. But why? How would someone who has requested a Kumar to go to the crime scene? Okay, right. Kill. The business card is also like the other thing that, like, he said that like she showed it publicly and all that stuff and whatnot. But she didn't even know what it was. No, apparently not. You could just say that she pretended she didn't know what it was when Edgeworth got mad at her, I guess. One thing. Adrian Andrews is my client. Wait, hold on. If Adrian Andrews is his client, then why did Matt and Guard give you a fat stack of cash? We don't have that in the record though. Like there's no there's nothing here that states that he gave him a bunch of money. No, I don't think her profile's gonna work. I feel like I gotta latch onto what Edgeworth was thinking is weird, but I don't know what evidence really helps us with that. Aliens already knew from the very beginning that Juan Carrito was dead. If she knew that, why would she? No, that's the same path of logic that I went into before. And she plants the knife and button to frame Matt. What's this stuff there? Wooden puzzle with a hollow box inside. Tells Vanguard's horrible misdeeds. And found inside the figure. What about the... Well, she knew about the press conference. There's no motive around that, right? No. I'm missing something here. More appalling is the creation and planting of the knife and button. Yeah. No. Expose the lies. Expose the lies. No. See, I thought he was gonna go after that for the money. Can't overlook his tampering. There's nothing wrong with that. They're always the guilty ones. They deliver the guilt. And the business card. Make things easy. To hide the card from sight. See that there though, like she really didn't hide it. Like she was just holding it in court. But I guess that's not enough. Pretending to be the first person to discover the body. That's true. That's true. She already knew from the very beginning that Juan Carrito was dead. From before my client visited the room. Wait, what? Oh, before she... Right. My clients know precisely what the situation is at all times. Because of the bear. Oh, not at all times. Not at all times. The thing's only scheduled for 8 to 9, right? No. She didn't drink any juice. I don't know what this contradicts. Honestly. It's got her fingerprints on it, though. Thank you for so much for taking the time to testify, Mr. Diggler. What is the meaning of that attitude? When Adrian Andrews entered the victim's room, your client had no idea that Juan Carita had been murdered. But how do you know that? From this wine glass, Your Honor. The glass. Mr. Diggler's supposed client thought Mr. Carita had only fainted, which is why this glass of tomato juice was poured for the victim. Oh, that. But isn't this just part of Adrian Andrews' calculated plan? Yeah, see, that's what I would think, too. That's not possible, Your Honor. Yeah, I mean, that's... yeah. Glass bears the fingerprints of that person. In her shocked state, she left them there. Had this been planned, they would have never left their fingerprints behind. I see your point. Mr. Edgeworth, what's your opinion? Strangely enough, I had the same exact thought just now. Witness, how do you explain this strange phenomena? Isn't it a waste of time to ask about such a minor detail? It's not a very important point anyway, correct? I'm afraid you are mistaken. If Adrian Andrews really is your client, as you claim, then your client should have had knowledge of Mr. Carita's death. If not, then that can only mean that Adrian Andrews was never your client at all. How strange. Yes? Why is it that the attorney has yet to raise an objection at this absurd situation? Phoenix, the killer figures out what we're up to. We're in real trouble. Yeah, I know. Mr. Edgeworth, I'm surprised. You know you can't say things like that without any evidence. Sorry. Well, that was an awfully weak objection for the two of you. Anyway, I'm positive there was a contradiction in that testimony. The prosecution requests further testimony concerning when the request was taken. Very well. Right now I have to buy us more time. While we wait for the items the killer left behind to get here. I just know that this very outcome of this trial lies with those items. I assume that even though Gumshoe is not there, that the rest of the special investigation people are like working their way towards the killer, hopefully. This request came to me, about a week ago. It was a request for my services on the night of the awards ceremony. We met at a certain bar to discuss and finalize a few matters. And that is what I heard. I trust my memory, and I believe I have made no mistakes. Gumshoe isn't the only detective. He's the only detective we care about, though. I mean, there's that cowboy, but he's not even a real detective. So you physically met your client, huh? That is correct. Meeting one's client is the first step to building trust, in my opinion. I see. Well, Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, please. You gonna tell us how much money it cost? This request came to me about a week ago. 1 week ago? You sure? Yes, I'm quite sure. I, of course, had my own preparations, and I was barely able to finish. When you request my services, Mr. Attorney, I hope you'll keep that in mind. Please stop. In any case, my client this time had a very specific date and time in mind. Specific date and time. So, Matt knew about the press conference plans? It was a request for my services on the night of the awards ceremony. Did you ask why on that specific night? No. I tried to fulfill all the conditions of my client's requests. But as for why, I only had my suspicions. Your suspicions, huh? I see. That's fine then. We'll ask the second time around. I want to press him on everything first. We met at a certain bar to discuss and finalize a few matters. So you physically met Adrian Andrews, right? Of course I did. What was that? What was with the brief pause? Oh, we have more than one thing to press on here. Can we believe that your testimony up to this point has been reliable? That is what occurred. When I trust my memory, I believe I have no mistakes. Just in case it, like, pushes me onward, I'm gonna save. So your client was Adrian Andrews. That is correct. It says the two of them met. But if they did, there shouldn't be anything wrong with the killer's testimony. Doesn't seem anything strange this time around. You should draw more info from him, but you can't draw suspicion. If you can do that, you should be able to find a flaw in his testimony somewhere. I wonder if only one of these is actually good. Which, if so, is probably the one where you had that pause. Of course I did. Witness, I would like for you to give us a few more details. I always meet my clients as a matter of principle. Never taken a request by telephone or mail. And why is that? That's because I value the trust between a client and myself above all else. And the only way to establish that is to speak to the client while looking them in the eye. Does he do Zoom calls? Or is he a Skype kind of guy? Well, Mr. Wright, is this testimony just now of any importance? Yes? Can he describe Adrian Andrews to us? Like... Of course, it was very important, Your Honor. If Mr. the Killer had met his client before the murder, then it's unlikely he is mistaken. So you're saying that his client really was Adrian Andrews? I guess so. You see, it's just as I said. So lost. Who the heck am I supposed to be helping here? Calm down, Phoenix. Think carefully and relax. Okay, apparently that's not the one. I only had my suspicions. Okay, tell us more. So what are these suspicions you had? Why did your client request that night? Sure, it was all for the bear. The bear? My client spoke of it. I'm sure there will be a bear-shaped figurine in Juan Carita's room. I'd like you to retrieve that item for me. He must be talking about this bear puzzle. Inside that figurine was a suicide note. Naturally, the victim brought it with him to his hotel room. He was planning to publicly disclose its contents at the press conference after all. That is correct. If I had not done the job that night, I would not have known where that bear figurine was. I see. Well, Mr. Wright, was the testimony just now of any importance? No. Was it? The bear thing? I mean, I suppose we're now assuming that Killer didn't put down the cameras, but Adrian Andrews did. The testimony just now has made one thing clear, and that is the client knew the secret of the bear figurine. Oh. Yeah, I suppose it... yeah, okay. Why is everyone so quiet? Mr. Wright, I think all of us already knew that. Oh, really? Witness, please continue with your testimony. Okay, so we've pressed everything. Okay, so I guess it's time for round 2 of pressing. 1 week ago. He had his own preparations, barely able to finish. And then awkward. Oh, specific date and time. Oh, right, never mind. That wasn't actually no. Was this like? Do they really know? Did Adrian Andrews know about that? She's the manager of Matt and Guard, not Juan Carita. So why would she know about the press conference? Powers didn't know, but I assume that's just because he's like, he doesn't pay attention. For the bear. I'm sure there'll be a bear-shaped figurine. I would like you to retrieve that item for me. If I not done the job at night, or the bigger bear was. Wouldn't he still know where it was because of the cameras? I don't know. We met at a certain bar to discuss and finalize a few matters. Physically met her? Of course I did. He doesn't take requests by telephone or mail. I mean, it was, I assume. I trust my memory, I made no mistakes. I mean, that's not something to do. It feels like the physical meeting is the thing, and it feels like we have to present in order to do this. Met at a bar. I don't know, man. There's the Maya connection, but specific time and place. Like, did he really? No? Okay. Never mind. My save was after I pressed and got everything through, right? Specific date and time. He didn't ask, just need the conditions. The bear. I don't think it's very important. I mean, I don't know. Like, besides lying about who his client is, there's not anything there. Good night, Tech Robo. Thanks for coming by again. And thank you for the bits. I'm gonna continue to stare at this radio and wonder what I'm doing wrong. Met at a certain bar to discuss and finalize a few matters. Trust my memory, and I believe I've made no mistakes. I don't know, you're on a witness stand. I feel like you must be doing something wrong. Spy camera. Placed next to the victim. Audio. No. Does he know how she died? Or how he... Well, no, I mean, yeah, he did say it. We met at a certain bar to discuss and finalize a few matters. Finalize a few matters. I really don't know. Covered in Krita's blood. On the night of the awards ceremony. Oh, that's true. Came a week ago. Would she have... Does the week matter at all? The fact that it's been a week? Or only a week, rather? We met at a certain bar to discuss and finalize a few matters. There's gotta be something that I am missing. Is it not evidence? Physically matter. I always meet with my clients. Very important. It's just what I said. We met at a bar. I'm gonna say, like, do you recognize her, basically? Like... Nope. Never mind. The crust came to me a week ago. Specific date and time. Ask why. Press further on everything. The bear. Was the testimony important? Yeah. And that, oh, okay. The client, you have to do the second one, then the first one? No. Oh wait, never mind. It's just the... Really? Draw more information out. There's a request for my services. I don't know. See, like, this bit, right? No. Why he meets his client is not important, that was the point. Witness, please stop sidestepping my questions. What do you mean by that? Oh, this is different. My question was, did you really meet Adrian Andrews in person? I've already told you, Mr. Wright, I did. It was only through talking with him face to face, with him, that I began to trust him. That's when I thought I can trust this person as a client. It's true what they say about talking face to face. Well, Mr. Wright, was yes, he just said him. I've got him. Your Honor, I believe the testimony just now was of the utmost importance. Oh, really? If that's the case. Witness, please include the statement just now in your testimony. Very well. From the moment I saw him, I thought I could trust this client. Him, you say? Yeah? I would like to go over this one more time. You met Adrian Andrews at a bar and took the request that time. Yes, that is correct. And that's when you thought he was trustworthy? How many times must I repeat myself? Yes, that is correct. I'm sorry, but that is an impossible tale. But Shelley the Killer. You have never met the real Adrian Andrews. Why would you say that? Because you made one very big slip-up about her. So what's the issue? What did you say just now? About her? If you had ever met Adrian Andrews in person, one look would have told you that she's a woman. Oh, it exploded. Order on the court. Mr. Wright, what is the meaning of this? This witness testified to the following. That he always meets face to face with his clients when taking the request. But he has never met Adrian Andrews in person. Yes, Your Honor. That is exactly the point. That means Mr. the Killer's client could not have been Miss Adrian Andrews. Sweating oil. That's good. Mr. Edgeworth, I understand your logic on this one. However, why would the assassin make such a basic mistake? I believe it has to do with her name, Your Honor. Her name? Yes, Adrian Andrews is, without a doubt, a very androgynous name. Yes, I see. Unluckily for Mr. the Killer. The entire time he was on the stand, no one had stated Adrian Andrews' gender. And so he simply picked the wrong gender to go with. What's going on? Shelley the Killer. This court demands an explanation. I think somehow I must have mixed up this client with another. So does that mean you remember something different now? Yes, of course. Please, if you allow me to testify once more. I know he's just gonna spit out more lies. Very well, but this time, please give us the truth, and nothing but the truth. Request taking part 2. Yes, now I remember. I took that request by mail. There have been times when I took a job without having met my client. The request was for the murder of Juan Carita and 2 or 3 other small things. When I saw the name at the end of the letter, I thought my client to be a man. So you took this job through a letter. He didn't mention anything about a letter in his earlier testimony. Which means he's definitely lied. Be careful, Phoenix. You break the assassin's testimony completely, it's over for us. I know. Can't make him suspicious, but I think we're okay. Like, we can do this. As long as he's standing there across from me. No matter how strong of a punch I throw, he'll counter it. Now then, let's begin the cross-examination. Okay. We'll just press on everything. But didn't you just say that you always meet your clients? Yes, I suppose I did say that. However, there are some clients for whom a meeting is simply not possible. But didn't you meet your client this time? No, I did not. Oh, come now. Let's stop with this game of cat and mouse. Using your silkiest voice is not going to work on me. Alright then. Just cough it up and confess. Mr. Wright, you can't badger a witness with such harsh words. You're a lawyer, so behave like one and present evidence instead of mindlessly yelling. Now then, do you have any proof that Mr. DeKiller met his client? Yes. From this far. Very well, I'll show you proof. You sure about this, Phoenix? Here's the proof that the witness met with his client, who wished Kurita dead. He handed him the bear. So what do you think? You may say, what do you think? However, I am, for all intents and purposes, a transceiver radio. Oh, that's right. You can actually see the evidence. Oh, I don't think this was one I needed to see. I can hear the pure silence in the air there. Oh. Wait, really? Really? Huh? Why could you not meet certain clients? Recently, I've been receiving more requests. If I met each and every client, I would lose some nice business opportunities. Nice business opportunities. On top of which, the times have changed. Now the age of information computers, correct? I've joined the times and now take requests via electronic mail. Electronic mail? You have to mail that in a special insulated envelope? I'm very sorry. Despite the shortening of words, what I meant by electronic mail was commonly referred to as an email. Oh, email? In a contest of mimicry, the judge would be the parrot, hands down. Anyway, so you took this job without having met your client, and... Alright, hold on. I'm just gonna, like, press this one as far as it goes without presenting evidence, maybe? Just to get that out in case it's a trigger. I don't have any proof. Okay. The requests. 2 or 3 other things. Yes. And what were these other things? A few other things that have nothing to do with this case. What should I do? Should I slide with that? Really bad if I pushed this button the wrong way and got mad. Whether or not they're related to this case is for the court to decide. Mr. Attorney. Yes. Everything I have said from the beginning has been nothing but beneficial to your client. Which is why I wonder what is pushing you to continue with this cross-examination. Could it be that you were planning to betray your own client? That's... I smell the stench of a backstabber. And should you turn out to be one... Wait. Oh, this is looking really bad. Shouldn't impress my luck, although I have to think. Is this worth pursuing? Yeah, we can ask him about the handover, right? Witness, this is a very important matter. Please cooperate and tell us what these other jobs your client requested were. If it's truly that important. I suppose I don't have much of a choice. The bear figurine. The bear figurine? After the assassination of the target, I was to find that figurine. I was told that this job was just as important as the actual killing. And where was that figurine? It was inside Mr. Kurita's suitcase. And then, what did you do next? I handed it over to my client right away. You gave it to your client. Interesting. Information certainly sounds important to me. Yeah. Yeah, it does, because he said he never met her. And he messed up her name before. Yep. Sorry. Is it... Should I present her profile instead? No, I'll just go with the bear. Shelly the Killer. If you had really given the bear to Miss Andrews, then this item should not have been inside it. This item? I see where you're going. Yep, that's where I'm going. Where is everyone going? Do I need to pack a suitcase? Your Honor, please think back to Miss Andrews' testimony. I'm just gonna burn it for her sake. If even for a single minute, this bear had actually been in Miss Andrews' hands, I'm sure she would have taken the suicide note out of and burned it. Sorry, kind of stammering over my words here. Order. So that's where you two were going. So by the very fact that the suicide note was still inside the bear, it tells us that your client didn't know how to disassemble the puzzle. Which means? It means, Your Honor, that it's impossible for Adrian Andrews to be the client. Oh. Order! Ugh. Mr. Phoenix Wright. I think he's gonna be mad at me. Oh, stop. I'm sure I mentioned this before, how I hate traitors above all else. I think your cross-examination has clearly demonstrated something to me. You must wish to break your end of our agreement. No, that's enough. If that is your intention, there's only one other thing for me to do. Wait, please! Gentlemen, ladies, please excuse me. I have a matter that I must attend to. No. Please wait. Mr. Attorney, bring this trial to a speedy end and I may stay my hand. Otherwise... What in the... Mr. Wright, are you... Mr. Edgeworth? Yes, Your Honor. I didn't understand this witness's outburst just now. Do you think there's a need to hear more testimony, or is this enough? Well, we should... Edgeworth, we can't do this. If we keep this up, Maya shall... The prosecution... What has come over everyone? Even you are. The prosecution rests. What is going on around here? The prosecution has no further questions, Your Honor. What? Well, I never thought I'd see the day. This is a most unusual situation. If the prosecution rests with no further questions, then the prosecution has failed to uphold its stance. If that is the case, then even though I am reluctant, I must believe that Mr. Dekiller's testimony is accurate. That would mean that Shelly Dekiller's client is Adrian Andrews. Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honor. If I end the trial here right now, your client, Matt Engard, would be declared innocent. And in his place, Adrian Andrews will be charged with murder. Miss Andrews be charged with murder. The prosecution has no further questions, so we now hear the defense's final remarks. Bailiff, please bring the defendant Matt Engard to the stand. Dennis from the killer's hideout didn't make it in time. Tried as hard as we could, but it looks like our time has run out. Can't believe it. The outcome now lies in your hands. Hey, asshole. Dude, did the old guy finally decide? To be honest, I can't think of you as a truly innocent and good person. You've done enough evil to drive a woman to suicide. But, at least on the charge of murder, it would appear you are innocent. Huh. So, I guess even the old fuddy-duddy figured me out. Mr. Engard? What an atrocious lawyer I have. Giving his own client up like this. That refreshing like a spring breeze crap is just as atrocious, don't you agree? Anyway, get on with it and pronounce me innocent already. Right, Mr. Lawyer? Should I side with justice? Or should I save Maya's life? Oh, do I actually get a choice? If I did that, Maya will die. I say he's innocent. Then Miss Andrews will be charged with murder. Do I say he's guilty or not guilty? They try to make someone's life is going to end. It all hinges on what I choose. Now then, Mr. Wright, let's hear the defense's final statements on this matter. If the person who hired the assassin was Adrian Andrews, then your client, Mr. Matt Engard, is innocent. There's no need to ask, old man. After all, my lawyer is going to say what I want, aren't you? Right. Can't do this, but I have to decide something. I can't count on the evidence to help me. I have to listen to my heart. Gotta listen to Cascada. My client, Matt Engard, is... We're waiting for your answer, Mr. Wright. Matt Engard, your client deserves an answer. Maya, I'm sorry. Matt Engard is... Von Karma! Oh shit, son! She's here! Franziska Von Karma! What are you doing here? You see now, don't you, Mr. Phoenix Wright? This is exactly why you should never take your eyes off that scruffy fool. Did you bring them, the final pieces? Do you have them? You should know better than to ask that, Mr. Miles Edgeworth. Von Karma is perfect in every way. The evidence is here in perfect condition. Don't worry about Scruffy. He's fine. His injuries are minor. All the items are inside this. Inside his coat. What a filthy old coat this is. It's gumshoes. That's about his tattered rags anywhere. I apologize for its ugliness, but there was nothing else to wrap the items in. Fought long and hard this whole trial. All what was inside that raggedy coat. Sure that inside that coat lies a crucial piece of evidence. Your Honor, inside that filthy coat are the defense's final pieces of evidence. Your final evidence. Evidence. This trial is already over. All that remains is for me to hand in my verdict. I don't believe that any evidence presented now would change the outcome of this trial. What? Your Honor, it is our duty to examine every piece of evidence down to the last. I request that Miss Von Karma be allowed to present these pieces of evidence. I suppose you're right, Mr. Edgeworth. I got permission to do so. However, this one obvious rule applies here. If these items do not bring up any new points, they will not be accepted by this court. Now, Miss Von Karma, if you please. These pieces of evidence are items left by the killer during his escape from the police. Must have been in quite a rush. Yes, Your Honor. The killer left 3 pieces of evidence. Somewhere among the evidence we're about to see, there'll be something that will turn this whole situation around. Sure of it. That's all we can hope for. Yeah, either that or personally working double time to channel 2 dead sisters. The first item is a pistol. Does the killer's pistol have anything to do with this case? Sure. Does that pistol have any relation to this case? We have yet to perform a ballistic test, so I can't say for anything for certain. I believe it has something to do with this case, at least with me. Oh, that's the pistol that he used to shoot you, isn't it? That's what I believe, yes. Oh. I kept the bullet they removed from my shoulder as a sort of memento. I'm sure it will be an excellent sample for the test. So that's the pistol we used to shoot Franziska. Probably not going to help us very much. The second piece of evidence is this videotape. Bet the killer took that from the garden mansion. Have you checked the contents of that tape? Unfortunately, there was no time to. Oh, yeah. But I would speculate that this tape is very important. Why would you say that? Because he came back to his hideout for it. The killer went back for it? That's right. Looks like he was trying to recover it. He injured 3 of the officers at the site. But somehow, it looks like they managed to protect it from the killer. Surely the killer is no ordinary man. Interesting. The last piece of evidence is this bellboy's uniform. I don't think we really need any more details, but you know. Yes, it was used in the crime. And there's even leather gloves with it. There's one thing I found interesting about this uniform. And what is that? There's a button missing on this uniform. A button. It's a very unique button. I'm sure if we were to recover it, it would provide us with an interesting clue. One of its buttons is missing. That's all I had to present, Your Honor. Okay. It's just as I thought. And what is that, Your Honor? I'm sure, were we under normal circumstances, these items from Shelley the Killer's hideout would be very important clues. However, our question is not who did the killing, it is who is the client. Yes, that is correct. And these 3 items do not tell us anything about that. Thank you for your hard work, Miss Von Karma. You may step down now. Wait, Your Honor. Please allow me to examine this new evidence. Overruled. This court already has all the evidence it needs to hand down a verdict. Wonderful. Absolutely splendid. This judge is such a brilliant man, isn't he? Is this the end? Phoenix. I knew it. There's such thing as a miracle in this world, is there? I think you're wrong. I think they do exist. But you have to make that miracle happen. Come this far, you can't give up now. But no matter how you think about it, it's try. For my sake. Just think about it for a second. There are 2 ways out of the situation for us. Really? What? 2? The first. Make Engard wish from the bottom of his soul for a guilty verdict. Huh? The killer will always place his client's wishes first. Engard himself wishes to be convicted, and he'll let his hostage go. That may be true, but that's asking me to do the impossible. The second way, force the killer to end his contract with Engard. If the killer were to no longer think of Engard as his client, then he would let Maya go. Yeah, that's even more impossible. The man who values his duty towards his client above all else. Both these seem like impossible feats at first. But if you can make either one happen, it would truly be a miracle. The problem is, the judge already said he doesn't need any more evidence. PC was just showing he's not accepting them. Phoenix. Think things through from the other side. And how it has always worked for us? The other side? Wait, does she mean... You mean to turn things around? Phoenix, the judge says he doesn't need the evidence. If that's the case, then who does need it? What? The person who needs the evidence? What are you on about? Defense, prosecution, and the judge have seen everything. That's why we know the truth. But there's one person who has yet to see them all. That person does not know the truth. There are no objections this time, correct? I'll pronounce my verdict. Why don't we all respectfully sit back and listen, kids? I have already told you, Mr. Wright. This court does not need any more evidence. I'm not saying that it's us that needs the evidence, Your Honor. Then you want to show the evidence to that person? Yes, Your Honor. Please, Your Honor. Mr. Wright, for you to ask with such passion, I'll grant you one chance. Oh, here we go. This is the pivotal moment. Please show us your evidence to who you think is the right person. That's impossible. To turn this situation in one try. One try. That's all I will permit. I have to try to remember. Everything that happened outside, my nose got really itchy all of a sudden. Must be a way to save Maya while taking Engard down at the same time. Now then, Mr. Wright, let's not waste any more time. Who would you like to show the evidence to? Lada! You want to see what happens when we present Lada? See, and now, tell this court what piece of evidence you would like to show this person. The suicide note. What do you think? I don't have anything to say to this. Well, you missed one karma. I was just shot, so. Afraid I cannot let the defense to continue. No one understands what you're talking about anymore. This court finds the defendant, Mr. Engard not guilty. That's funny. So, the obvious, like, it's obvious who it is, right? We're supposed to show it to, it's to Shelly. I ran away from the courtroom and wandered the streets alone. Never saw Maya again. I looked at Miss Andrews' child a few days later. Just found guilty. Sad ending. The miracle never happened. Oh, and he just gives up on life, basically. Rough. Achievement unlocked, justice ill served. Yeah, that's fine. Let's get our man. I'm pretty sure it's Shelly. Like, we need to break the trust between the client, which I think I know how to do, actually. Because, like, so, like, yes, he already, like, he gave us lots of hints about it. I want to show Shelly the killer. The videotape. Because Engard was the one recording, right? Because the camera's in the bear that came from Engard. Which means he has video of the killer killing. Oh, what do you think, Mr. Edgeworth? I think there's some merit in showing this evidence to that witness. Bailiff, please bring in the transceiver from earlier. Alright, looks like I managed to convince him. Maya, she's okay, right? Didn't I tell you to concern yourself with bringing about a speedy end to this trial? Now, if I understand correctly, you wish to show me one piece of evidence? Yes, one is all I need. I have here a videotape. It was found at your hideout. I'm gonna save it. Imagine it's another one chance. I heard you injured 3 officers in your attempt to get this back. That was most regrettable. However, it was an order from my client. I was told to protect that videotape. Thought so. Afraid I seem to have failed in that regard. Do you know the contents of this tape? I was certainly told by my client not to watch it, so I have absolutely no idea. Actually, you are on this tape. Me? There was a video camera hidden at the crime scene. Your actions are being recorded. What? Is that true, Mr. Wright? Who was it that planted the camera? Well, the only person who could have planted the camera at the scene of the crime would be your client, naturally. That was Adrian Andrews. Be quiet and listen, Your Honor. Yes, sir. Ooh, he's pulling up on camera. Your client specified a place and time for you, isn't that right? Yes. That was so they could film you. I had no idea. Mr. Wright, why would my client do such a thing? I would like to know why. Why did Vanguard film the crime scene? There's only one reason why your client would want to secretly film the crime scene. They wanted to see Quan get it, wanted to blackmail, or didn't trust you. Dude, they wanted blackmail. Your client once told me something very interesting. We were talking about you, and this is what they said. But I'm no weakling. I don't believe anyone, least of all assassins. Oh, come on, Mr. Wright. Assassins aren't about blackmail. Yes, that's where the video comes in. With that, I can keep him at bay and even blackmail him if I want. Your client didn't trust you at all. They were thinking of using this video to blackmail you. What do you have to say to that, Shelly the Killer? Oh ho! Oh ho ho ho! It looks like I was being deceived from the very beginning. Yes, by a natural. That is the kind of person they are. Your client is a person who only thinks and plots how to use the people around them to protect themselves from any and all dangers that may arise. That is the true nature of your client. I have one question for the witness. Yes. You told us one thing numerous times during your testimony. You said that you detest traitors most of all. Yes, that's right. But what if that traitor was your own client? What would you do then? That's obvious. I would break our contract in that case. And then, that client would become my next target. Oh. For the honor of the killer name, even if it takes an eternity. I would follow that person to the ends of the earth to exact my punishment. I see. That's all I want to know. So the traitor becomes the killer's target. Ah, I get it. This is how we'll turn this case around. Mr. Wright. Yes? My contract with my client is over, as of now. I seem to have a new job on my hands. I will now return to you your precious item. What the? I'm not an item! Yeah, but you two could be. Oh yeah, thought I'd never see you again. Oh, thank goodness. This trial appears to have come to its conclusion. However, I am sort of... I don't quite know what just happened there. With the client and the witness and... Miss Von Karma, where did that... She always has you in her sights. Now, I do believe it's time to finally hand down a verdict. Sweat, motherfucker. Mr. Engard, it looks like somehow you got what you wanted. You'll finally receive the acquittal you wanted so badly. You should be happy. But before that, I'd like to make one final statement. Sometime in the near future, one very betrayed assassin may appear before you. Needless to say, that man is very good at what he does. I'm sure you would understand what I mean if you watch this video. Help me. Now then, Your Honor, the verdict, if you please. Is that alright with you, Mr. Wright? Finally reached the end of a very long battle. Whether he's convicted or acquitted, there's no escape from now. Go on, Phoenix. Plead whichever way your heart tells you. Alright, Chief. Fuck this guy. Madame Garde. Even though I am a lawyer, I cannot make your crime disappear. I think a guilty verdict is appropriate here. Me? My wonderful self? Guilty? Even if you got an acquittal, the instant you set foot outside the detention center, your life would be in danger. No matter which way you look at it, you can't run away from your crime anymore. No! Oh god, look at him scratch up his face. That's not a spring breeze. As always, it looks like we have uncovered the real truth. Wait, don't remember you helping out much in this. Mr. Edgeworth, how is Madame Garde? I have left Miss Von Karma in charge of his incarceration. I'm sure he's getting a full-course meal of whipped leather right about now. Very good. That was a close one, wasn't it, witness? Yes. I plan to pay my debt to society for my own crime, Your Honor. The first time I was called to the witness stand during this trial, all I felt was despair. Must be talking about the time Edgeworth really went after her. Guess she's trying to forgive him for what he did. This witness... How should I put this? She has an illness. If you're gonna say you would choose death, that was no concern to me. But after that, when I was alone at the detention center, that's the first time I really saw myself for who I am. And today, when the two of you used your combined strength to convict Matt, I felt like I'd finally been saved. Wow. It's the first time I've ever seen her smile. And now we know why Juan fell in love. with this Samus look-alike. I am really happy that you two were in charge of this case. I really don't know how to express how I feel at this moment. This is the first time I felt comfortable with myself, with who I am. Thank you so much, everyone. She's got like a Zero Suit thing going on. Like the kind that you unlock at the end of Super Metroid, I think, if you beat it really fast. It looks like we have resolved everything at last. As for myself, there are still a few things I'm confused about. But everyone seems to be in good spirits. That's good enough for me. That is all. Court is adjourned. Okay, Judge. You were great out there, Phoenix. I thought there was Wright, wasn't it? It's the first time you've not gotten your client off. You got them a guilty verdict this time, but you have to look past that to what's really important. You now realize that there's something more than just getting a not guilty, right? Yes, I understand. Phoenix, think back for a second. Think to the moments before Miss Von Karma arrived with the final piece of evidence. Think about the incredible decision you had to make. I'm not going to read this aloud because we already saw it. Is he guilty or is he not guilty? Those are your choices then and your answer. Your answer spoke to what being a lawyer means to you. Right. Edgeworth. I have good news. Maya is now in safe in police custody.
Really?
Pearls!
You're telling us the truth, right, Mr. Edgeworth?
Yes, she's quite safe. She's on her way here as we speak in a patrol car.
Ah, Mystic Maya. Mystic Maya is safe. You did it. You really did it, Mr. Nick.
Ow, she punches deceptively hard for a little kid.
I believed in you. Kept saying to myself, Mr. Nick will save her. Mr. Nick will save her.
Thanks. Oh, what's wrong?
Miss Von Karma.
About earlier. Thanks. Ow! Why are you still smiling, Mr. Phoenix Wright? You lost. Your perfect win record has now been crushed. And yet, you're still happy? I don't think you'll ever understand, Miss Von Karma. How dare you? Don't worry. She may in time. After all, I was like that myself until a year ago. Edgeworth. For my own personal victories, for guilty verdicts. I used every dirty trick in the book, and so my win record remained spotless. But a man appeared and stood fast against that selfish me. I fought him in my usual manner, and tasted my first defeat. Felt like I had lost everything because of that. And then it was my turn to sit in the defendant's chair. And I was saved by that person I called my enemy. Couldn't forgive myself for all that had happened, so I left the prosecutor's office. And I left that note. Prosecutor Miles Edgeworth chooses death. That's what you should have. A prosecutor who has shamed himself with defeat should crawl into a hole and die. But that was not what happened. After I left the prosecutor's office, I finally came to realize something. It was in that moment of clarity that everything began to change. What foolish nonsense. We prosecutors use anything we can to attack the defendant. But every time we did so, no matter how desperate the situation, instead of giving up like most people, that man would hold strong with his undying faith. And then before I knew it, I began to trust in that man as well. But you trusted your enemy? Doesn't matter how many underhanded tricks a person uses, the truth will always find a way to make itself known. The only thing we can do is to fight with the knowledge we hold and everything we have. Erasing the paradoxes one by one, it's never easy. We claw and scratch for every inch. But we will always eventually reach that one single truth. This, I promise you.
The truth.
Yes, that's the reason why prosecutors and defense attorneys exist. But I'm sure you knew that already, didn't you, Wright? That's why you couldn't forgive me. This man who went into hiding, is that right? This man who only had his sights set on victory, who ran away into the night.
Ah, it's Mr. Edgeworth, right, Mr. Nick?
You really let me down. When you disappeared, I felt betrayed. The reason I decided to become a lawyer to begin with was because I believed in the things you said to me. All those years ago. And you betrayed your own words. That's why 1 year ago, I made up my mind. Decided the Miles Edgeworth I knew had died. At least, that's what I told myself. You pathetic fool!
Miss Von Karma.
I don't want to hear the wretched whimpering of a disgraced loser. A Von Karma is someone who is destined to be perfect. Miles Edgeworth, you are no longer worthy. You're no longer worthy of being a Von Karma. And neither am I. It's over. It's all over. Francisca threw something on the ground just now. This is an electromagnetic receiver. Isn't that the thing she used to track Detective Gumshoe? Oh, right. I forgot that she has that. That explains how she got the stuff. That's a loose end tied up. I'll return this to the precinct later. There's something else.
Isn't that Miss Von Karma's whip?
I'll never set foot in another courtroom again. Sure, that's what she's saying by this action. You should keep this, right? Okay.
Nick! Maya! Mystic Maya! Mystic Maya!
Happy? Yeah! Happy little family almost.
Oh, Nick, I knew you would come through. You got in guard convicted like I knew you would. On top of that, you even rescued me.
Well, of course I did. No, I would never desert you. We sure pressed our luck this trial. You're really lucky to be standing there. Whatever. Look, it's over, okay? Besides, if I did croak, I would just come back and hunt you like a bad ghost through Burley. Is it really that easy to do something like that?
Thanks a lot, Nick.
Don't mention it. She hasn't eaten in how many days? We should go get burgers. Maya.
Oh, Mr. Edgeworth.
I'm relieved you're alright.
Hey, it looks like you've made some real progress, Mr. Edgeworth.
Well, I suppose I'm a little different from who I was a year ago. Alright. I think it's time we get out of this depressing place. Where are we going?
Food, Nick! Food! Grub!
Chow! I'm starved. So hungry, even you look like a nice juicy burger on a bun to me, Nick. She wants some of them buns. You think I look like a burger? Prime rib, at least.
Come with us, Mr. Edgeworth, please.
Do you insist? Alright. So how about we hit up our usual burger joint? Don't be silly, Nick. Huh?
This case messed up that awesome evening and got in the way of my gourmet food.
So I decided that we have to make it up by having another feast. Another feast?
Come on, Nick. Food!
Yeah, but we're not getting paid for this. We lost. Hey, pal. He's got the... Oh, I'm glad you're okay, Gumshoe. Sorry to keep you guys waiting. Gumshoe, are you alright? Yeah, but I'm really embarrassed. I think I would hit a telephone pole of all things. A telephone pole? Then, it wasn't a red light that got him? You did it again, city boy. I felt like my dear old heart was gonna give out on me, and I ain't joking. Yeah, it was more exciting than the very last episode of The Steel Samurai. Thanks. Now looky here, Mr. Snooty Prosecutor. Don't you reckon you bullied Mr. Wright too hard? If you don't start being a lot nicer to him, he might just kick it. Tonight even. I'll keep that in mind. Oh, come on now. Everyone gather around. Y'all gonna get your picture taken by a genuine professional photographer. Lotta bought herself a new camera. Well, pal, at least we're gonna put this messy case behind us now. Come on, tonight's all about eating, so let's go chow down, pal.
Amen to that, pal. Amen.
You know, when you think about it, You were the ones who saved the day, Detective. Me? Really think so?
He's right. If it wasn't for the 3 items you took, I think this trial would have had a very different ending.
Yeah, well, you know, it's... Huh? Wait, that's odd. When I ran off with the things from the killer's hideout, I was sure I took 4 things in total, sir.
What? 4?
Yeah, I'm sure I put one of the items in my coat pocket.
There's a 4th item?
Yeah.
Oh, come on, y'all. It's over. But who, boy, I tell you, you really are something else.
Between getting accused of murder and getting kidnapped?
Never a dull moment with you, huh? You think so? Why does she look so happy about that? But being shut away for 2 whole days. Weren't you scared? Yeah, it was really scary. Felt so hopeless. So to keep my mind off things, I drew a picture.
Sounds like you had it rough, gal.
So where's this picture of yours? Yeah, I want to see it. I want to see Mystic Maya's picture. You know, I don't know where it went. Aw, that's too bad. Well, it's alright. Wasn't anything important anyway. Sure is nice to finally see them both smiling again. Phone call? What is it, Edgeworth? This thing is picking something up.
That's Miss Von Karma's receiver. Thinks I had the most awful experience of my life, sir. Can't believe she stuck a tracking device on me.
That's odd. Even though you're standing right here, the tracking device seems to be in a different location.
Ow. Probably busted or something, sir.
Well, doesn't matter. I'm afraid it's about time for me to excuse myself. Still have some work to do. Huh? Mr. Edgeworth, you haven't even eaten anything yet.
You've eaten way too much, you glutton.
I had fun tonight. Now if you'll excuse me.
Wait.
What? I just want to say, thanks, Edgeworth. You really saved me out there. If anyone should be saying thanks, it should be me, right? I feel like words alone aren't enough here. I wonder if there's anything I can give him to express how I feel. Let's give him the whip. He can use that instead of Von Karma. What's this? Thank you. It's all thanks to you two. You and her. You don't need to thank me. I was only doing my job. Looked like Mr. Edgeworth has left, Mr. Nick. Hey, Mystic Maya? Yes, Pearly? I guess you two can go back to being lovey-dovey, right? You and Mr. Nick, I mean. Pearly! You cut it out already? You're embarrassing me!
Anyway, so who's paying for this lovely dinner party?
As if you need to ask. Everyone say thank you to Nick. Huh?
Yeah. Kind of at the point where I can't even buy instant noodles, pal. So I kind of already put your name on the bill.
Huh? Yeah, I got me a situation just like that myself. There's this camera shop in this hotel, see? And I just bought myself this gold old beauty here. Be anyhow. Better be, for anyhow. $2,000. What? Huh? Actually, reckon you bought it for me since it's on your tab. Dude, Lotta, that is not cool. The food is one thing. A fucking $3,000 camera? Isn't it disgrace, Mr. Nick? Yeah, Nick. Why do I suddenly feel like screaming? You don't need to hold back now, you hear?
Yeah, pal. Time to let it all out.
It's gonna be the first time I hear the real you. Come on. It's been a while since I heard you say it. You're busy being a hostage and all. Alright then. You say so. It's good. And there we go. We're getting credits, so that's the end of the second game, looks like. Really came through for me, Nick. Had to hide that letter, but I knew you'd find it. Really feel like I've been living on the edge lately. I mean, I've escaped death 3 times now. Pretty cool, huh? Feel like a pro. happy that you could say Mystic Maya, Mr. Nick. I'm so happy for the two of you. Speaking of which, I think this hotel is a popular place for honeymooners. So I sort of made reservations for the two of you just in case. Wow, Pearl. She's come so far since coming out of that village. Knows how to make reservations now. Didn't know what a train was before. Wow, pal. Looks like I'm back on the force again. Mr. Edgeworth had a long talk with the chief. Got me reinstated for my sake. I heard he said things like, letting that one go is bad for all society. I knew it. Crashing headlong into everything is the only way to live, pal. Oh, gumshoe. Oh, hey, it's you. Hi, Maggie Bird. I'm retiring this uniform as of today, sir. Gonna be a waitress from now on. And bring smiles and joys to the people who come by the restaurant, sir. Hope you'll stop by sometime, Mr. Wright. Yeah, can we get freebies? Because I'm poor after paying for that dinner. Oh god, this guy. Yes. You here to visit a patient? I'm Director Hoti. Recently? Yes, that girl, you know. Haven't seen her around. Yes. But I remember, if I even laid so much as an eye on her, it would go crack. It didn't matter if I got whipped, though. Yes. Okay, dude. I think Princess is cool and all, but I don't want her to whip me. Oh, hey, it's Max. It's time to begin our quest of world circus domination, sweetie. And to let the world know we are serious, I plan to make a fabulous flight to Zimbabwe. Hey, Max, what do you think Zimbabwe's like? Do you think there are castles made of cake and bunnies who can talk? I think if there are any talking bunnies, even they won't laugh at Mo's jokes. Well, he shouldn't be talking. He shouldn't be making jokes. He's the ringleader now. Ringmaster? Ringmaster. I'm ready. I'm ready. There's no way these jokes are gonna fall on deaf ears. I'm gonna be more contemporary with my humor. Mo Curls represent. Got our new act all worked out. Prepare for the hallelujah course. Say something, will you? You're supposed to start this off. Get on with it. What's this? Just an ordinary electric razor charger and stand. I can't believe this. Really? How long do they plan on making me do this? But it's Edgy Poo's idea, so that must mean it has a deep hidden meaning. But why do I get the feeling they wouldn't forget about me, would they? I was never like this in the old days. Everyone thought the world of me. They used to call me Queen Wendy and treat me like royalty. Any man who hasn't heard about this is going to feel the pain in my heel. Yes, they're going to feel the burn. And speaking of burn, playing with fire is very dangerous because that 3 of the warehouse where they store the serum were burned right down. That caused a huge stink that... I appreciate everything you and Mr. Edgeworth did for me from the bottom of my heart. Oh, that's right. I received a letter from Miss Von Karma. She said that after I get out, I should feel free to consult her about anything at all. I'm really thankful to have met everyone. Really from Von Karma. Why? What? Daykiller. It has become difficult for me in this country as of late. As such, I would take a short leave of absence. If you would like to request my services, please be sure to visit my homepage. May we both be blessed with longevity. It's good. International Departures Gate. Wait, are we hanging out with Shelly? What's going on? Oh, Francisca. That makes more sense. Where are you going, Francisca? How do you know I was here? With this? That's... I heard you were planting things on a certain person. Things like tracking devices in his coat, for example. It's just like you. I only planted it there because he was always wearing it. This filthy drab coat of his. I don't know how it ended up in my luggage, but it's going in the trash. I promise you that. Oh, that's right. Speaking of that man, he told me something very interesting. When I ran off with the things from the killer's hideout, I was sure I took 4 things in total, sir. 4 things? It seems he put the last one in his coat pocket. You put it in here. Doesn't matter anymore. The case is already over. What are you gonna do now? That's none of your business. Are you running away? Shut up. You don't understand a thing. You can't possibly understand what it means to be a Manfred von Karma's daughter. Franziska. So many expectations from everyone around me. Expectations I must fulfill. Expected to win no matter what. And failure? Such a thing is not an option for me. My father was a genius. There's no doubt about that, but me. I'm no genius. I've always known that. But I had to be one. I had to. You may not be a genius like your father, but you are a prosecutor. You have been and always will be. No, I'm not. Not anymore. I've even thrown my whip away. Speaking of that, Wright gave me this to hold on to. Right. Knew something like this would happen, didn't you? No, I just thought he was going to stick it on his wall, honestly. As like memento of the case. I'm going to say this again. We prosecutors do not fight for personal honor or pride. People think deeply about what you should be striking down with that whip. You haven't changed a bit. You've always left me alone and walked on ahead without me. Miles Edgeworth. I've always hated you. And then, finally, my chance to take my revenge on you arrived. If I could win against that man, if I could make Phoenix Wright bow down in defeat, then this girl you left behind would have risen higher than you. That was supposed to be my revenge. I see. You know, I can't do it. I can't change who I am. I can't throw away everything I've been until today. I believe you can. Just like how Adrian Andrews did. Adrian Andrews? You were going to use her during the trial, right? But you were dependent on your father by using his tactics. Isn't that right? Oh, that's the connection. Today you chased after me, after I'd left you behind all these years. And that's why we're standing here now, side by side. But I have no intention of stopping. If you say you are going to quit your walk down the prosecutor's path, then this is where we part ways, Franziska von Karma. Oh, she's so adorable! I am Franziska von Karma. Don't think I'm gonna walk in your shadow forever. Our battle begins now, so you had better prepare yourself, Miles Edgeworth. And people told me that Franziska isn't cute. And that I was crazy for liking her. I think not. Look at how cute she is. Get out there, girl. Go back to Germany. Win some cases. With the truth. Phoenix Wright. One day. Someday. Sure, we'll meet again in battle. Probably in the 3rd game. Until then. This last piece of evidence that never made it to you. I'll take good care of this 4th piece. What was the 4th piece of evidence? I can give it to you when at last we meet again. What was the evidence? Was it the actual suicide note or something? Oh, it's Maya's drawing.
That's cute. Achievement unlocked. Farewell, my turnabout. Did it. Boo-doo-doo-doo-doo. Cool. All right. Well, there we go. We've beaten another game. We've now beaten Ace Attorney and Justice for All, which means next time we play Phoenix Wright, we'll do Trials and Tribulations. It's been like well, I think I started at like around the end of September on these games. I'm at the moment I'm probably just gonna keep going with these, like not tonight, I mean on Monday. Probably do this though. I kind of want, so like, I mean, when we have 3 days to investigate and like each day in each trial takes like a stream each time pretty much, besides like the shorter cases that only take 2, it makes sense to keep it in the Monday, Wednesday, Friday slot, because then we get like through a case a week basically, which is pretty good. But I kind of wonder if I should move this into the Tuesday, Thursday slot and like grab a different game to play, just to get things a little bit more mixed up, but I don't know yet. So for now, I will plan for Monday's stream to be the start of Trials and Tribulations, and then Tuesday we'll play some Unmetal. I think I mentioned this before, but apparently the game is only about 10 hours long or so, so we should be able to beat it next week, I would think. So hopefully that works out, and then we'll see what happens next. Actually, beating it next week would be pretty good, because I'm going to be on vacation starting on the 19th, but I will still be around for that week before I go back home. So there might be some longer streams or maybe some day streams during that time, depending on what I'm up to. So anyway, I'm gonna call it for now. But thanks for hanging out, everyone. I hope you enjoyed all the silly nonsense of Phoenix Wright and what have you. So let me see here. To leave you with, you know, a meme / funny image, I'm gonna give you this cute thing. It's not really a meme, it's just kind of nice. It's a picture of Kobeni from Chainsaw Man, and I just really like the sticky notes that she has. Look at this. Look how cute that is. Adjusting your tie, getting ready for work. She's got little sticky notes for today's a new day and be your best self. It's I don't know. I think it's super cute. Anyway, have a good rest of your day, rest of your night, whatever time it is wherever you are, and I will catch you all another time. So thank you again. Bye for now.